So last time you guys had went to see if you could find the cartographer. You went to his shop, which was in the upper district, and had found that he is currently out on some kind of surveying mission, and wasn't expected to be back for at least a week. Um, Leaving there, you were headed back down into town to find some potions and stuff, and were accosted by a person called Devon, that Cole's character knew. Um, and Devon, what was his name? Was his name Devon? Uh, his name was cost Darvin. Sorry, not Devon. Darvin. Um, and actually, it looks like you were accosted by Darvin after you bought the healing potions because you went to
Yeah,
Dios's elixirs and health potions.
because we found him after we were on our way out of the city.
You found no Darvin was the guy that accosted you in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
street.
that's what I'm talking about. We were heading our way out of the city when
Yeah,
he accosted us, and then we found that other dude that I can't remember the name of.
Halton. So Halton is
Yes,
the one that kind of joined you there, and said he had been sent by the
Pepper
guy
dude.
in in Raventhorpe,
yeah.
whose name was
Trapper man.
Jan the Trapper.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he said he had seen a some ruins that he thought might be dwarven to the north on some of his travels. He claimed to be a ranger, and that he was more than willing to take you to them. Um, and so you guys went back up north through Raventhorpe, stayed at the night for a night in Raventhorpe. At that point, a guy named Danis, uh, one of Andal's contacts, showed up at the inn, but didn't seem to. Basically, didn't recognize him. Tried to, as far as you could tell, ignored him completely. Like ignored Andal completely. The next day, you guys headed out, and you were led west by northwest out of the village, and you came upon uh, this garrison, or at least this ruin of some sort, that we're now activating. Uh, about after going through a canyon that was carved by probably flash floods or something of that nature. Um, so let me make a modification to Hal here so that you guys can see his name because there's no reason for you not to see it. There we go. Um, and so you got here and you saw that part of you kind of got up here and you saw that part of the whole mountain face had it looks like they were maybe a long time ago a landslide had happened, and recently something probably has changed which has caused some of that landslide to fall away and fall down into the ravine that was below you. And from there you can see that there actually was some kind of structure here. It looks like there's two towers left or right of your characters here. You can just make out a door um, on the you can see that like the top of the door under a bunch of rubble straight ahead of you. So let me give you that. Peeking out of piles of rubble, you can see what looks to be the top of a doorway. The telltale signs of ancient dwarven ruins can just be made out. Looking around further, you realize the two piles of rock and debris to either side of the door look to be the remains of ancient turrets. So what do you guys want to do? And it is maybe late afternoon, so maybe 3 to 4 o'clock.
I want to scoot up to the door.
To make sure that I'm recording properly. All right, so somebody's speaking. Well, there's a bunch of rock in the way there, so I don't have the rock on this map.
Okay.
But assume that there's about you can go up to five within not within 5 feet, but within 10 feet of the door. There's rock otherwise.
Okay. Um, and the amount of rubble. I'm sorry. Is it too much for us to feasibly move?
Not necessarily. It's too much for you to get through the door, but that doesn't mean you couldn't try to spend time and excavate it. If you
Okay.
wanted to.
I want to take a peek in these arrow slits, see what I can see in here.
So looking through, so again, you're looking through there. Really, technically, there's rubble down there. It's hard to like the arrow slit shouldn't really be there. So I just didn't draw it on this map. So you can't really see into it very far. What you can see through this arrow slit, so you can sort of see it. What you can see through there is rock. basically.
All right.
Lots and lots of rock kind of strewn down there.
Well, do you guys want to try and excavate the door? Or I guess I can talk in character. Do you guys want to excavate the door now and or wait for tomorrow when we have the whole day?
I mean, we should just do it now.
Halton's like, I'm just here. I'm here to show you the stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I'm more than willing to go inside with you. Just we only have about given that the sun is probably about going to go beyond the mountains here in about an hour. We don't have a lot of daylight left.
Well, we could with the hour we have left, we can kind of scout out around the perimeter of the ruins first, kind of get a lay of the land, and then tomorrow when we come back we can go ahead and get in.
Sounds fine to me.
That sounds fine. All right.
So
All right.
you guys start heading around the place. You want to do any kind of tracking or anything, or what do you want to do? What's your intent?
I want my intent is to just kind of get a lay of the geography, see kind of what's built up since. Like, I'm not really looking. I am kind of scouting out to see if there's any hostiles possibly in the area, but I also kind of want to see what kind of changes in the landscape since this castle was built. So I want to see if I can figure out anything like rock buildup or anything like that, or landscape changes.
Give me a nature check.
Okie dokie.
And then you can also give me just an intelligence check as well. All right. Those things where I wish.
Yeah, I do know Dwarvish, but this is...
Yeah, okay. So, from a nature standpoint, you're kind of looking around the outside and stuff like that. Clearly, there was a landslide. There was a landslide from above. You could actually see where the rock came down from above, and kind of, if this is a garrison or a castle of some sort, it basically covered up all this side of the stuff. And from the looks of that looks pretty old, like, at least a couple hundred years old to your eye. Now, you're not sure what recently caused some of the stuff to shift, because it definitely looks like some of the rocks have shifted recently. Maybe some of the rainstorms lately that you've been having. Maybe there's a minor earthquake or something that kind of shifted things around. And that might have happened in the last month or two, maybe a little longer, maybe 6 months at the most.
Okay.
So this thing's probably been buried here for at least a long time. As far as other bits and pieces, there's the sort of the canyon you came through, basically gets carved out from flash floods and stuff like that. So that's not going to be on any ancient map, and it probably has changed quite a bit, actually, because of just that changing. Every time a flash flood comes through, it carves away more and things like that. But in general, the mountains themselves might be similar. So based on your intelligence check and the nature check, maybe if you kind of try to match up mountains on today's map versus the ancient maps, you might get something close, or at least get a better idea of where something might be.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do with it, to see.
So yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay.
Halton is gonna kind of search for tracks or something like that, just so that he has them. So that if you guys are, he does have survival, so he's gonna do a survival check. And I shouldn't have done that as a blind, but that's okay. He notices when he comes back after looking around, he says, "All I find are animal tracks. I mean, there's a mountain lion around here somewhere, pretty fresh too. So I'd suggest we make a fire or something to keep it away from us. But nothing too dangerous. I don't see any tracks that would, like, from goblins or anything like that, or anything of that nature. So I think we're fine here." Which kind of probably explains why nobody's ever seen this before, even if what you say, even if it's happened in the last 6 months. So, Anybody else doing anything?
I was going to stealth around a little bit, see what I can see.
Okay. I mean, the general lay of the land here is that this is sort of on a not a ledge, but I would say on a high spot, maybe about 50 feet, 60 feet from the ravine that you guys went through to get here. The ravine itself goes down about 50 feet, so you had to kind of wind your way up out of the ravine to get to this spot. In general, it's kind of rough terrain here, kind of scrub-like, but there are a few somewhat larger trees. There's a bit of grass. You're, I don't know, maybe about 5,000 to 6,000 feet above sea level. So, I mean, think of it as that kind of thing. So, sort of a Colorado kind of feel to it. It's alpine-ish, mostly pine trees, that sort of stuff. But you definitely see some vegetation and things of that nature. Stealthing around, you don't encounter anything. Houghton stumbles upon you at one point while he's looking around and his stuff. Is like, seems startled by you. So probably you were doing really well at hiding. But if you want to look for something specific, tell me what, and you either need to do like a perception check or a survival roll or something of that nature.
I want to look around a little bit for tracks as well.
Okay, and give me perception in this case. You go through and look through everything, and you do find some tracks, some booted tracks of somebody. When you point them out to a few people, Houghton kind of awkwardly kind of shifts from one foot to the next, and he says, "Those are us."
Not a great roll then.
No, it was a 1. So,
Ah!
Oh no.
Guys, I think we're being followed.
you
They keep
totally
following
do that
me everywhere I go.
And Houghton says, "Yeah, I think those are your tracks, Andal."
Yo, this dark figure keeps following
Exactly,
me
I was
wherever
about to
I
say the
go.
exact same thing.
man.
This dark dude keeps following me everywhere. What is this? If I could,
Actually, guys, moving forward, just switch your roles to public.
public.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You'll see the thing. Just don't. I mean,
It wasn't public. I just made it blind on purpose.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's all good.
I just didn't
Make
know
it
if you
all
wanted
public.
us to continue.
No, that's fine. I've been thinking about it more, and if I'm recording this stuff, it's hard for me to see the dice rolls unless I record the DM stuff. And I don't want to record the DM stuff because if I ever put this on YouTube or something like that, and you guys watch it, then you can see.
Yeah.
You then see all the other stuff. Now, I'm going to start rolling all my rolls public as well, including all the DM rolls. So there's no reason not to. All right.
I would like to, using this kind of rudimentary surveying and geological data I've kind of collected over the thing, I'd like to start trying to kind of make estimates with the ancient map that we have to see if I can.
So you think, based on everything you've seen so far, remember I said that there was three kind of markings on there. One was, 2 seem to be different than the third. You seem like that more than likely, based on what you're seeing from that map, the 2 that are the same, you've been to those two spots. So there's one a bit further south if the north is up on the map, which is what you think is true, then there's one that's further south. You think that's the one where the goblins were.
Okay, yeah.
You think that this is the other one of the 2 that are marked the same. And the third item is actually deeper into the mountains to the north. That's what you're guessing right now.
Okay.
Not exactly certain how far deep in. You would say your current guess is maybe a day and a half, but it's hard to say.
I would also like to, if I'm able, I don't know if my character really has this in her skill set, but I would try and start sketching out my own map of the modern terrain.
Okay.
And I'll do that before as we're winding down, going to sleep and stuff like that. Right. But I would like to have a kind of a modern map that we made so we have accurate terrain data.
Okay, give me I did do something for this. Give me an intelligence check.
Right.
Give me 1 second. So I actually literally just wrote something about this. I just gotta find it.
Oh.
No, it's more about, hey, if you want to make a map from this is what you need to roll, and
Gotcha.
that's more what it was. I just gotta find the room. All right. Give me an intelligence check, but currently with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of data. I
Yeah,
understand.
you don't currently have enough data to
Ooh, I nailed that one though.
really say one way or the other. That's with disadvantage. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
20 and an 18. Okay. Yeah, you start making the map. You feel like you got a pretty decent facsimile of what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I would like, just kind of as a standing thing that Silva's doing as we explore. I'm gonna be adding to the map as we go. So I don't know if you want me to just in intervals make checks.
Yeah, I will just remind me that you want to add something to your map.
Okay.
And then we'll have you do a check. I mean,
all right.
We'll assume you're doing it all the time, but just at a certain point during the session, you say, like, hey, especially when there's something like, hey, this seems like an interesting way marker or something, then we'll just do it. I don't think you need to do it every time.
Yeah, but the important stuff, yeah. Yep. All right, that works perfect.
All right, so you guys, Houghton has found a decent spot for your camp here up next to the thing. You guys settle in for the night, and do you want to do watches or anything?
Yeah, sure. What do you guys?
I'll be first.
All right. First watch seems to have no issues. Who's second?
I'll go second.
So, luckily for you, it's 20s, not 1s that I'm looking for. But during your watch, Silva, during your watch, Andal, the moon is out. Well, technically there's 7 moons. You see the main moon out for this month, which is a sort of a pockmarked looking orangish orb. It's up in the sky. It's maybe about half the size of what our moon would look like in the sky. You see that during your you'd started to smell a little bit of a dusty kind of smell as your watches continued, and you see that some clouds go across that moon. And it looks like maybe there might be a storm coming in, or at least a cloudy day coming tomorrow.
Cool.
But nothing else seems to be out of the order.
I will take the last watch.
All right. I mean, Houghton can take one too. It's not.
I mean, if he wants the last watch, by all means, I'd love to sleep through.
An extra character, so.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make it through the night. You wake up to Houghton cooking some kind of meat over the fire. The smell of it is wonderful. In fact,
Bacon
at
and
a certain
eggs.
point, you think it's pretty much bacon that he's making.
Cool.
He invites you to the thing. He says, eat up. Who knows what we're going to encounter today in there? It's been closed off for a long time, so I assume probably nothing, but you never know.
That's what we thought was the first one.
Where were we before technical issues?
Making some bacon and eggs.
Yeah, there's making bacon. It's overcast. It's a cloudy day. It's overcast. It feels kind of little like it's normally, I don't know, like again, Colorado style weather, so normally a bit dry. It definitely feels a little bit more humid today. So you expect that maybe there'll be rain before the end of the day. Houghton, yeah, it's like, hey, who knows what's going on in there? Might as well eat up, get some good protein. What do you guys think?
Well, as I was saying before, the technical difficulties. If you guys want to go ahead and start excavating the door this morning, I can go ahead and continue surveying the land and getting as much data as I can about what we're coming up against landscape wise, because strength really isn't my strong suit.
Hound's like, sure. Let me finish eating here, and then I can start.
Hmm?
So you guys spend a little time, and he then gets up and starts removing rocks. Anybody else helping with him? Helping
I
him?
shall help.
All right. So you guys start digging through, and after about an hour, you've removed enough rubble. You've removed enough rubble to see the doors. You see an ancient bas relief of some dwarven army fighting off what you believe to be orcs or some other subterranean creature. The picture has been damaged by the rockfall, and as you look it over, you notice some bones of some kind of creature sticking out of the rocks.
Bones.
He's doing, yeah.
Is it like a complete skeleton or just a couple bones?
Currently, you're just seeing some bones. What do you want to do?
Poke at it.
You want to poke at it?
Well, I presume
They're
that
bones.
I'm probably not actually quite next to the door right now because
No, you're kind of looking around. So I mean,
Yeah.
Andal, Morgoth, Halton. I mean, NPC is not intended to do all this work for you unless it's something you guys really don't know how to do. So, all
I'm
just saying I wouldn't-
through
I
the
wouldn't-
bones and stuff.
right, well, give me an investigation check then,
Ooh, an
Morgoth.
investigation. Oh, here it is. Bam.
All right, so you are able to pick through there, move some more rocks around, and you get enough bones out of there, or you move enough stuff to see that the bones seem to be a humanoid creature, approximately 4 feet tall, is what you're guessing.
A dwarf.
And clearly a dwarf, based on what your investigation roll says. But there, yeah, you see what might be some remains of maybe a cloak and stuff like that. There definitely was some kind of chain armor, chain shirt maybe, but it's all dented and kind of broken from whatever all the rock falling on it. So yeah, that seems to be in front of this door. The doors themselves are closed.
Cool. It's a dead guy, guys.
Halton says, Silva, we got the door. We got the door revealed, or I think we can get in now.
Okay. I'll head back over. When I see the skeleton,
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask, well, where'd you guys meet your new friend?
On the floor here.
Have you identified it in any way?
It is a dwarf.
Going based off of that information, would I be able to get an approximate age of the remains, or no?
If you give me an investigation check, you might be able to.
Sure.
You basically figure out all the same things that Morgoth did.
That's what I thought.
If you rolled a little better, you might have learned more.
Yeah.
I have levels of DC for this. If you get this, you learn this. If you get this or higher, you learn this.
I was hoping that I'd get a little higher, but nope.
You're all good.
I'll
Didn't
take
quite
a
nail it.
turn investigating the guy.
If you want.
Okay.
Why not?
Do it. Ooh.
Andal says, "Wow, these are like really, really old bones. Like I've never seen bones this old."
Very good.
Like,
Bones are
these
so old.
bones are like so old.
They're pretty
Yeah.
old, man.
I don't remember if you said, how many bones did we find altogether once they got through it all? Was it the
they
whole
found enough,
skeleton?
They found enough to determine that it's a dwarf. I mean,
Okay.
they probably found a skull, maybe a full arm, maybe like a femur and stuff like that. It's not a full skeleton.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
some of the skeleton clearly would probably, crushed by the rock. So
Yeah. Well, I would like to keep as much as I can.
okay, you're gonna put it in a sack or something, or in a.
It's kind of weird, man.
All right.
There can be further things to be learned from him that I can't do out here,
Yeah.
that I can't learn out here. So I'm gonna write down old dwarf bones.
Pretty good.
Everything is useful.
If you say so. Remember, encumbrance matters in this campaign to some extent.
How much would the weight then would I put on this?
I don't know, maybe 2 pounds or something like that. It's not a lot.
Okay.
Bones. How much do your bones
You
weigh?
only have a few bones, and they're pretty light because they're
Yeah.
relatively old and
And I'm doing
desiccated. But
just fine on my weight.
yeah. All right. So what are you guys doing after that? You can see the door is there. It looks like it's. I mean, it's not fully. It's a little bit off kilter. Like it's not properly. Like normally, dwarven. You would expect dwarven doors to be perfectly, perfectly in the socket, almost imperceptible, and that they're a door. This one is very clearly a door because of, it's partially crooked and a few things like that. But it's
This
not
one
open.
screams door to you.
Is there an arch over top of it that has runes that say "Speak,
No.
friend, and enter"?
There is not.
No?
There are runes
A little
over
more
top,
difficult.
but you don't know what
Can we
they
read them?
Well, they're ancient. I mean,
You do
can
not
try.
speak
You have to give me-
ancient.
You have to give me an intelligence check to try to read them.
I speak dwarf.
I know you speak Dwarvish. I'm just saying you can't. You don't.
I'll give you an
It's
intelligence.
like you
check.
trying to read something from 1066.
Ah.
Yeah, you're not sure what it says.
All right.
Hey, for all you know, it says speak, friend, and enter.
Yeah, but I don't know what friend is in ancient dwarven.
Actually, it was Elvish.
Oh, that's true.
That door was Elvish.
This door is not.
This door is Dwarvish.
That's true. All right. Do we have any other ideas to move the door?
We could try to push it open, Halton says.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgoth can go try to push it open.
All right, fools. I'll try and push it open.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Athletics.
I mean, you go up and push on it, it doesn't immediately move. And then you give it a really good shove, and the door, and it sort of falls a little bit on the left side. But you're able to see inside, so let me open the door for you.
Oh, it's freaky over here, man.
Very good.
Oh, it's freaky.
I will enter.
Okay, so getting inside, you see the following. The door leads to a large hall. The ceiling is at least 15 feet high, and it's clear there used to be statues in the alcoves to the north, south, and west. So, for your edification, north is to the lower right corner of the map. So, north is here. Let me draw north on here. That'll make it easier for you. Give me 1 second. So, I'm
Give
going
us
to draw
never
right here.
eat soggy waffles.
Draw right here. North. Okay, got it? See it?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
So those alcoves that you see up towards the top there, clearly used to be statues in there. However, now the statues are just broken pieces on the ground. Here and there are some skeletal remains with a strange gray fungus growing on them.
I want to investigate the fungus.
All right. You also notice that there's doors to the north and south, by the way.
Yeah.
Give me a nature check.
Nature check. Sorry.
I mean, you clearly see them, but to figure out what it might be, give me a nature check.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is fungus.
Oh, I wasted my good roll.
It is a gray fungus. To you, it looks similar to common mold that you normally see around various places.
Ew, it's mold.
Alton comes in. Anybody else going in there?
I'm already in there.
Morgoth, you should probably go inside there.
Yeah.
Since you opened the door and all.
Yeah.
Just
gonna hit the
because
north
you're a
doors.
door opener doesn't mean you could be a door in.
Yeah, so you're looking around on that guy. You notice that the fungus kind of covers a mound of bones, mostly on the skull, in the eye sockets, and on the spinal column of when there is those bones present. All of those skeletal remains also still have some things like some armor, a mace and a shield, usually, that sort of stuff. If you wanted to check out those things.
Do any of the bones look like they have defensive wounds on them, or
That
just
you have to
wounds
give me
in
an
general?
investigation check for.
Okay.
You have to touch them.
Looking over the bones, it's the one you are currently looking at. At some point, the guy must have broke his arm, but it looks like it had healed before. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to say having looked through some of the stuff, but with that roll, there definitely is some marks on the bones, but they look like they're healed over.
But nothing that would be
Nothing.
like an obvious,
Yeah.
cause of death due
Correct.
to blunt force trauma. So that doesn't.
Yeah, you're not
Alright.
seeing like a hit on top of the head and a broken skull or anything like that.
Alright.
On at least the one or two that you look at.
I was just-
You do happen to notice next to that guy that there are, as you're looking at this one guy, you notice that there's some silver and copper coins in amongst the stuff. So
I take it.
those remains. And once you kind of look around after seeing that, you look around and you see that scattered underneath each one of these guys is small piles of silver and copper.
I take it all.
After you go through all of them, you notice that there is 50 silver and 100 copper.
I take it all.
I take a look at the fungus.
Yeah, if you want. A nature check to try to determine something about it.
Ooh, look at that.
Andal rolled a 22. Huh.
I crit it.
You think you've heard of this before through some not so savory characters. They think it's called a gray fungus, and you know
Wow.
that if you kind of distill it, it's poisonous, and it's definitely dangerous. Especially
Don't touch it.
especially if you're not so sure. It's not the touch; it's the spores.
So don't breathe it in.
smell
Don't
it.
breathe it in.
Okay, so let's like
Hey man, I think you
Not
should go up there
disturb
and
it.
sniff it.
we should not disturb it.
That being said, as you're looking through that and kind of examining that, the shield of the particular mound of skeletal remains you're on, it looks for probably as old as it is, because I mean you're talking at least a couple of hundred years old based on the landslide itself. It looks relatively unworn.
Can I examine it?
Sure. Looking it over, you kind of pick it up. It feels really light,
Okay.
lighter than a typical metal shield would. And you're looking it over, and you notice that there's a place that you hold it. You kind of have the holding spot. There's kind of like a little button where you hold it, and when you actually grab onto that part, you actually notice that the place that you're holding onto is thicker than normal.
Oh,
Oh, it's a gun
where
shield.
is the thing? I could put a ball in it. Do we have any of the balls? Do we give
It's a
them all the
gun
balls?
shield.
You don't have any of the balls.
Ah,
That being
We
crap.
said,
gave
you
up
do
all the
find a
balls.
little thing, and you look inside, and there are actually 2 pellets already in it.
Oh, all right. But what if it?
There's 2 inside of it right now. Looking at the pellets, you actually see the pellets that are inside of it are pale white, transparent, and they crackle with a static electricity.
Like the other ones did, or is it slightly different?
I don't remember which ones you get. So since the
We
last
did
time,
the ones with the sword.
yeah, actually they are similar to the ones with the sword. Yes.
Okay, because you said electricity, so I'd assume. All right.
So I'm making things a little. So I'm trying to make levels of this sort of thing. So right now I'm experimenting with a slightly higher complexity to the whole magic tech stuff.
Yeah.
So there are different types of these pellets.
Yeah.
I may, for other groups I may simplify this so that there's only one type, but for now there's multiple types.
But this is not one of those.
No, this one seems similar to the ones you saw before.
Yeah, so it's like not a different one. It's the same one.
Like,
I am not going to activate it for fear that I might I don't know what it
Kill
does.
yourself.
Well, no, I don't know if I don't think it'll kill me, but it's possible it could fire
Okay.
some sort of electricity at the moss and blow it up. And,
Duh!
Are you taking the shield?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking the shield.
Note that you have a light shield, and it will. I mean, if you use it as a normal shield, which you can, it gives you +1 bonus. But it weighs
have a lot
half.
of items.
It weighs half the weight of a normal shield.
Can I get it
Heal.
from items, or should I just write it down somewhere?
So write down a shield, and then or get it from items, but change the weight in it to 3 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Where's
pop open this north door.
items? Agna. That is not the right one.
The north door.
Yeah, this one I'm right in front of.
HB has nothing in it. one?
Okay. So you
Also
open
has
up
nothing
that
in it.
door.
This one.
This chamber is mostly destroyed on its eastern side, so the side facing towards the outside. In the center of the room is a circular stair that leads up further into the fortress.
Hills.
Stop talking to yourself.
most of the outer portion of this room. So where you come in hasn't really collapsed, but most of the outer portion has. On the other side of the stairwell.
Okay.
To make the stairs fully accessible for you to be able to get inside to get up them, think of them as a spiral staircase that goes up and it's about 5 feet wide.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to dig out some of the rubble.
Okay. I'm gonna pop up here and open this one.
Silva just keeps opening doors and hoping to die.
Yep.
Similar to the other chamber, this chamber has taken quite a bit of damage on the eastern portion as well. And it's collapsed over there, making traversal through the room difficult. You believe it may have been a tower used for defense, as you can see some of the things. This room is mostly filled with rubble, but there is a set of doors on the other side that you can get to.
I will go with her.
Halton
I'm
kind of
letting
says,
her blows.
don't we want to stay together a bit better? Maybe if something happens.
True, he is right.
Just saying, it's
That's
up to you
good.
guys. I'm just
How
here.
much of the main
Fun
room did we look
sticking
in?
together, but I want to look for it.
Did you open both doors?
Yeah, how much of the main room did we look in? Like, did we look in these two alcoves and stuff already?
Well, that's where there used to be some
it's for the statues.
some statues, and they've fallen over, toppled over.
Since I'm the one who found the little small ground thingy where the balls were the first time, the other place.
Mhm.
I'm gonna search around in this room for
Okay.
another such like rune or something, whatever
Alright.
it was.
Give me a perception roll.
Alright.
You know, clearly the broken parts of statues were probably once together, and they're clearly made of dwarves. All three of them are male dwarves of varying types with different.
I meant like the
hairstyles
whole
and
room,
stuff.
not just where the
I know,
statues.
I know, but I'm telling you what you see with that roll. But you don't seem to find anything special about anything else.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, Silva, you're in that room over there.
Well, the other room that Silva's in. I guess
Silva's
we could
opened up
follow-
both doors. Both rooms are heavily filled with rubble. One has a stairwell going up, but that stairwell is blocked currently by rubble. But you could dig it out. The other one has doors in it. And I don't know what you guys are doing.
All right, guys, how about we go through these doors that I will trap check, and then we can see what's in the next room.
All right. So Halton Al comes in here with you guys. What are you doing?
Morgoth.
Morgoth.
Oh god.
I'm coming.
right,
So
I
Andal,
will
you check the door,
check
and
the
it's
door.
definitely locked.
All right, I want to check it for
Um,
traps.
Okay, go ahead.
Was that again just perception?
Perception roll, yes. You do not find any traps.
Cool.
Door seems perfectly fine.
All right, well then I'll roll Thieves' Twos to open it.
All right. You can do. You work at the lock for a bit, and you can't seem to get it. You can make another try. However, before that, everybody give me a perception check.
Okay.
God bless.
Jeez.
Can't roll all of a sudden.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what the heck is
God.
up
What
with
the
all
hell
of
is
you?
wrong with this?
All right, Silva.
Yes.
You realize that as you're kind of waiting, you're pacing back and forth, waiting for Andal to get his stuff done. You notice that as you go from the doors to the south, because you're kind of pacing back and forth here, as you go from the doors to the south and back, the south side seems colder, perceptibly colder, like chilly in comparison to the other side.
Do I know of anything that does that? Of
No.
that kind of a sharp.
Not that you know of. I mean, you can give me an intelligence check to see if you might have a guess.
Sure.
It seems odd that this was happening in a building to you, so maybe something's magical or supernatural about it. One thing you can think of.
I would like to do a ritual cast to detect magic.
Okay. All right, so that'll take 10 minutes. Andal, make your next attempt.
Oh, because he didn't tell me. F. These tools. I'm not supposed to roll this with advantage, right?
No, you don't have advantage on it. All right, so on this try, you kind of mess with it a bit. You feel a different set of tumblers that you didn't see the last time. You didn't feel the last time, and then you hear a click. The doors are unlocked.
Guys, I got it open.
Oh look, I can actually hold them locked, but now they're not.
Do we want me to open the door?
Yeah, pop them open.
Well, Silva's currently casting a spell, so
Silva, what you doing?
Silva's currently pulling out her goggles, kind of putting them on, adjusting them, pulls them off again, cleans them off for a little bit, puts them back on. Puts
I
down
am now
multiple
distracted
things,
because
you
I have
know.
no idea what she's
fussing with them.
I mean, you're
No
an
idea what she's
artificer. You
doing.
have to be doing this. There's
Yeah.
no spell casting here. You're just trying to get
Yeah.
everything correct, and it just takes
Yeah.
you 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you get it all correct, and you have your detect magic going. You don't see any magic anywhere in
Yeah,
this
let's
room
go
anyway.
Tell us what you're doing.
I was casting detect magic.
Halton's been
There's
looking
a-
at you funny too, but he's just. It's not his place.
Did
to
you
ask these
notice
questions.
something? I didn't notice anything. I was messing with the door.
I know you didn't notice. Did none of you notice that if you head to this side of the room, over here, it's definitely colder than the opposite side?
Is it?
Yes.
If you go over there, yes. Now that she
Oh, it
mentions
is.
it is colder.
That's whack.
I'm
Can I
trying to
make an
learn
intelligence
why.
check to see
If you want.
why? Sure. Let's make an intelligence check. I am smart.
Yeah, you're not sure what it is. I mean, it's definitely colder. You don't know of anything that would just make a specific spot colder.
There's nothing like weird
I mean,
on
you
the
could
wall. Or
try to
anything.
look around there or something if you want.
Yeah, I want to look. I want to look around on this wall.
All right, give me a perception check. When you're kind of looking around the wall, you realize that the coldness is from. It's not on the wall. It's actually down towards the floor. As you move close, you move down towards. You look at the wall, and you're moving down the wall trying to find something. And as you move down, it gets colder and colder.
Guys, someone look at the floor. I don't
Would
know,
like
but
to look at
it's
this
colder
floor,
and
yeah.
colder on the floor.
The
Yeah, I'd
floor
like
is
to-
like a bunch of rocks and stuff on it. That's all.
I would like to investigate the floor, or is it still perception?
In this case, you're percepting. All right. You're looking around and you kind of start moving some rocks around and you notice there's a skeleton underneath. Some
Ooh,
rocks there.
there's a dead guy.
The skeleton is causing the cold? Is that
Well, as soon as
In
you
blue?
reveal enough of the skeleton, the coldness goes away.
did
That's
he
whack.
glow at all with my
Didn't
detect
glow.
magic?
It doesn't glow.
So it's not a Draugr.
You also notice now that you've got this reveal a little bit that again there's some of this gray fungus on it.
I do
Mm,
not like this fungus.
I'll ask Andal. Do you know if the fungus causes a drop in temperature? Since he's the one that
Do I
knew
know?
about
No,
in the
that
first
fungus,
place.
as far as you know, doesn't do such a thing.
I don't think it
It
does
doesn't
that.
necessarily like light though. You do know that, but it doesn't seem to be. So more than likely, because of this fungus, at least until 6 months ago, this place had probably been pitch dark.
Mm.
You're getting a little bit of light in here now, which, by the way, since none of you have dark vision, there are
But I
certain
did
places.
have dark vision.
Well, maybe one of you do, but at some point you're gonna have to turn on.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure as a changeling I have dark vision. I have to check one more time. I gotta look in the book.
I'm
I don't
setting
know
the
if I
map
added it.
to dark because technically you shouldn't be able to see. Unless
Hold on
you,
one sec.
does somebody have a torch they want to put on because you're getting to a point where it's getting darker?
I can.
Do you want to put on a torch or not?
Sure.
All right, so mark off that you're using a torch, if you would please. I will give you some light.
Where?
Yes,
Here
I
it
do
is.
have dark vision according to this thingy.
Okay,
Uh,
you now have light.
well, let me. How do I add that feature on my dude?
So yeah, Andal or not Andal, but Morgoth has put up a torch. Andal has opened the door.
That's true. So we
Or
can
at
go.
least, not opened the door, but unlocked it.
I will open the door.
All right.
Is
Well, you should
there-
be able to click on it and open it.
Do one of these compendiums have dark vision? So I can add it to my character.
They probably do in the race features.
Okay.
All right. So prying open the doors reveals a room relatively untouched by the passage of time. Along the walls are racks of weapon and armor of various types, all sized for dwarves. Several crates sit on the floor in the room, and there is a small table to the right side with the remains of some sort of ledger.
These are all cool things. Is there moss?
There is no fungus in this room.
Okay, good.
All
right, let's go in the room then.
I'm just gonna write it in for now because I cannot find it.
I was worried about the moss.
Should be under racial features, SRD.
I looked through that and I did that little search.
Well, I don't think. No, hold on. That's because you do the following. You do it here. Put it in your character. There's a thing on your character called senses, and you have dark vision.
Oh.
You have dark vision there. You should be dark vision 60 feet. That's what you should do.
Ah, okay.
That's true. I don't have senses.
Yeah.
I'm in fact blind, mute, deaf.
You are not blind, mute, and deaf.
All
right. So, you
unable to taste.
There's racks of weapons and armor in there. There are 4 crates on the floor. There's that table with the remains of a ledger.
I would like to pick up that ledger, please.
All right, so you kind of pick up the ledger, and parts of it crumble off onto the table. Parts of it don't, but parts of it do.
Yeah, I expect as much. I'd like to see if I can decipher any of the language in it.
Definitely written in dwarven.
Yeah.
But you're only getting bits and pieces. If you give me an intelligence check. Based on that, if you had to guess, this is probably some kind of recording of what has either been, what is either in here or has been in here.
What?
Given that it's written in lines and things like that, and there's clearly some numbers and stuff next to this stuff.
Yeah.
From the parts that you can see, so it's probably just something of that nature.
What weapons seem to be on the rack?
Okay, hold on. Your mom wants us to have dinner, so.
Oh, okay.
Let me pause. We'll pause for the time being, and then we will come back. It's all right. It happens.
Okay.
So, here's where we were. We were so rudely interrupted by dinner. You guys were in this armory. To remind you, there are racks of weapons and armor of various types along the walls. There's several crates that sit in the middle of the room, or on the floor in the room. There's a small table to the right side which had a ledger on it, which when you picked it up, part of it kind of broke apart. But you could still figure out from it that this is probably some kind of list of the contents of the room over time. Probably not just right now, but over time. So, what are you guys doing? Andal, you were about to do something. You were about to ask something. And
I was going to look at all the weapons and stuff in the room.
Okay, so on the racks are chain shirts, some warhammers, some crossbows. The string is deteriorated, but you could probably add a new crossbow or a string to it and probably be fine. A dozen or so javelins, daggers of various sizes. So you going through it all, you figure that there's more than this in here, but these are the ones that are all salvageable. So there's probably 4 chain shirts that could be salvaged, 8 warhammers, 6 crossbows, a dozen javelins, and about 20 daggers of various sizes.
Okay.
Now, to carry them all out of here would take some time because it's a sizable amount of weight. You might want to kind of try to come back with a cart at some point, maybe.
Well, I want to look at I was going to look at them and see if I could find any that looked similar to how the sword we found last time and the shield we just found look, where they
none of these things.
These age hasn't touched them.
Yeah, no. I mean, age has definitely touched them, but these are the things that are salvageable. Like you could, clearly the stuff in you could sell it. Clearly the stuff in here wasn't currently in use when whatever happened here happened. So it hasn't seen some of the wear that the other stuff has that you've seen outside so far. And with some things like the chain shirts, they require a little bit of fixing up. Some of the leather that you would normally use to strap it to yourself is broken and stuff, but you can easily add that back on and the shirt would work. The warhammer similarly, like the wooden handles are not as sturdy as they once were, but again, you could, with a little bit of polish on the metal and adding a new handle, it would work fine. But none of these seem to be similar to the other stuff. No.
All right, I do want to investigate the room and see if I can find the same thing. Same thing I looked in the big room for.
Okay.
Areas where there might be hidden things of the little
Right.
gem things.
Give me another perception roll.
I didn't find anything.
Also, I should unpause the game.
Yes.
Yeah, looking around, you don't find anything. You do kind of bump into those crates, and when you bump into it and it moves a little bit, you don't really hear anything other than a slight rustle in it.
Can I look in the crate?
Sure, you'll have to pry it open with something. It's nailed shut.
I'll pull off one of the sturdier looking weapons from the wall,
Okay.
from the rack,
Okay.
and try to open it with it.
So you take a dagger and try to
Sure.
open it. All right, give me an athletics check. you pry and you're able to pop up. It takes you a while, but you're able to get one open. You open it up, and inside there's like full of like straw and stuff like that, and there is an object in the straw as you kind of root through. There's two things in the straw. One is a tube that's about 6 inches long and made of metal.
Sure.
The other thing is, I don't know, you pick it up and it looks kind of like the contraption Silva has on her side, sort of.
I found a gun.
There's something different about it. Like it looks.
Oh,
You found
really
a gun.
weird.
I want it. I want to take a look.
Well,
at
you
this.
look over there and you're like, it kind of looks like a gun, but you're pretty sure it's not a gun. There's something weird about it.
want to
is the
investigate
metal
it.
capsule, the little cylinder thing,
Mhm.
does it have like a cap on it? Or
Yeah, you can get an end open. Yes.
All right, I'll open it and like look in there and see. If I
Okay,
see
so
what is
you
in
look
there.
inside, and on top you see a small white kind of small ball, and you kind of feel when you touch it, it feels cold.
Oh,
I would like
you're
to.
not what happened to the
investigate it.
guy.
Pardon? What was
I'd
that?
like to investigate the gun.
All right, so give me a Arcana check.
Okay.
Just an Arcana check.
Oh, does it? I think my detect magic is still up. So does it glow in any way?
It doesn't glow, but the ball does.
Okay.
The little tube, the things in the tube do.
Okay.
You're pretty sure this is not a gun.
Yeah.
But looking it over and doing all that sort of stuff, you do find that there's sort of like a magazine, like you would point it at somebody, and there is definitely a trigger on it.
Mhm.
Let me describe it to you. The strange
Not a gun,
contraption.
but it's a gun.
The strange contraption looks like a pistol of some sort. It's got a magazine on it that, when you look at, it seems to be about the right size for those pellets. And there's definitely a trigger on it of some sort.
How many pellets do we? Is
How many
there?
pellets are in
So
the
the little tube, when you start pouring them out onto your hand, 10 of them come out.
Is there any more pellets in the room?
Well, there's
Not
more
that you
crates.
see, there's more crates though. This is just
We could
one
try to
crate.
open the other crates.
Yeah.
It might be better
if,
to ask Morgoth to do it though. I'm a little weak.
I'll ask Andal to hand me the gun, please.
I don't have the gun.
I thought you pulled it out. I'm
No,
sorry.
you took
You
it.
have the gun. I'm holding
You're
the pellets.
investing it. He's looking at the
Oh, yeah.
pellets.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking at the balls. I'm gonna put the balls back in the tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
And stop right back up. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
I think we should open the other crates, but I was gonna ask
Yeah.
Morgoth to do it because he's stronger than me.
If you wouldn't mind.
That was the only two things that were in the crate. It wasn't anything else.
There's nothing else in there, but it was but straw. Like it was packed. So
Yeah,
that-
it was packed. I just didn't know
it
if there was like
wouldn't be-
two sets of the stuff
No.
in there, or just with the one.
No, just one. Who else is? Morgoth, are you going to do this or what?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
strength check then.
How many crates were there?
Well, no, you don't. Morgoth, your strength is such that do you have a crowbar or anything?
I could hand him the dagger I used to open it the first time.
No, I do not have a
All
crowbar.
right. Well, then you'll.
Oh,
have
did
to,
I have a crowbar?
Wait, if you have a crowbar, then
Oh,
I
you
do
don't
have a crowbar.
You don't have to use and make a roll if you have a crowbar. That's my
I do
point.
have a crowbar.
And
Never mind.
Morgoth, you do have a crowbar.
Oh, we all have a crowbar.
Well,
I
not
I'm
do.
gonna
you.
use a crowbar on one of the remaining.
I don't
blocks.
think I have a
Under your
crowbar.
loot, it says crowbar.
Oh, I was just looking at the inventory thing from the. I probably.
Well,
said
now that I
don't
know I
it,
have a
like, as
crowbar, I
equipped.
will start opening the other crates.
All right, so you open up each crate. There's 4 crates. You open up 3 other ones. Inside is again one of these weapons, these items, and a tube in each one of them. So there are 4
One
of these
for
items.
each of us, guys.
There are 4 of these things and 4 tubes.
Okay.
All right. Well, seeing as how we have multiple, I'm not as worried about
Well,
not having some to give to what's his name.
so opening up each of those tubes, though, each tube has a different type of thing. So the one you opened, like I said, was a white
First was
pellet
cold.
that was cold to the touch. Another one you opened is a red pellet that gleams with its own light. Another one you open is a pale blue transparent pellet. And the last one that you opened is again that white transparent pellet that crackles with energy.
We're definitely
Are all the guns
taking
the same?
these.
All the guns look the same. Yes, all of these items
4
look the same.
guns. And it's 10 of each of the pellets.
Yep. And
We've
the
got-
magazine on the item also would hold 10 pellets. There's none currently inside, but it would hold 10.
10 fire pellets, 10 cold pellets, 10 electric pellets. Then I don't know what the white one would be.
No, it's a pale blue transparent pellet.
Do we have any guesses, guys? Does it feel cold? Does it feel
Cold?
different in temperature?
No, it doesn't feel cold. Doesn't feel.
It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. No temperature change.
Hmm.
Doesn't feel wet. It's a
10
small
white
pellet.
pellets.
Pale.
Those will have to be-
transparent. Pale blue transparent.
Sorry.
Not white.
10 pale blue transparent pellets.
And the fourth, it was the fire, the cold, the transparent, and then was the fourth one was
the
static
storm ones,
electricity.
the ones we've had before.
oh right.
White transparent pellet that crackles with static electricity.
For the I meant to ask this earlier. For the 2 pellets that were the shield already,
The 2 that were
were
in
they
there,
a
they
were
looked
they
like
a
they were
different?
static electricity ones. The
Yeah,
white
were they a
pellet.
different size than the ones we found with the sword? Because I
No.
know they're probably different from
all of them?
these.
All of them have been the same size so far that you have found.
Oh, so these are also the same size.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind then. Okay. Well,
What
this
are
is
you guys
pretty
doing?
cool.
we're taking them.
I'm sure you're
definitely
taking them.
taking all of those.
All right, so who's got what?
I was gonna hold on to one of the guns.
Okay, Andal has.
We should distribute the weight.
Anybody else taking one?
I'm taking.
Halton,
one.
Halton is like, that looks weird.
I will
All right,
take.
Silva can have 2.
Yeah,
and
I will
each
take
of us
as
get one.
many as they do not take. I will take the rest.
I'll take one.
Okay.
I'll hold on to
All right,
the
who's taking
fire pellets.
What pellets do you want?
I'll hold on to the fire pellets.
I'll take cold.
Okay, I guess that means I've got
You get the weird
static
one and
and
the static.
pale blue.
And I've still got the shield on me. I should add an item to my inventory. Where's the thing? I found this yesterday. No, where is it? Oh, weapons add.
What's the weight on these?
It's
The pistol thing is 1 pound. The pellets are basically no weight.
I should probably add it to my inventory.
They're relatively light, and the tube is, I mean, it's just a small metal tube. So
What are we calling this?
I don't know, what are you calling it?
I just
I
put
called it
down.
pistol.
I just cut down 2 guns, and I wrote the specific, in the
Yeah,
description.
you're pretty sure that these are not guns, Silva.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think they are, but
you're
it's
not
just-
you're not going to put some black
Gunpowder
powder
in there,
and
no.
fire a projectile in it. In fact,
Nah.
the way it looks, it's the barrel doesn't even look like it doesn't look like the kind of barrel that's an open barrel with rifling and stuff on it.
Yeah.
It looks more like a series of crystals inside of it.
Huh. I'm gonna change that. Tube.
How many pellets were there?
10.
And Alright. Very good.
Oh, right. Wait. Let's see.
I
I'm
don't have
gonna
any
head out
weight.
of
The
this
pistol
room.
weighed what? What was the pistol weight again?
10.
1
1
one.
pound.
1 pound.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, I already put that in. Never mind.
Alright.
Ammunition.
The ammunition doesn't weigh anything. It's not.
No, I know. I'm clicking things in case I have to use them.
Okay. Currently, it is not loaded with any of the balls. Just
Yeah, I
FYI.
wasn't gonna load them unless we need to.
It's not
Well,
gonna
so
load
you realize that loading them, if you want to load, you can load 1 in as a bonus action to fully load the thing in, you can do 2 per round.
Okay.
So it may be better if you want to load them outside of combat as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna load them yet, but if we need to, then yeah.
That's fine. And remember, there's two inside of that shield. They're
Yes,
already
I know.
loaded.
I know the shield's loaded, but the pistol isn't.
Right.
All right. We already investigated this room, so I guess there's nothing else in this room.
Yeah, let's head to the stairs.
Unless someone else wants to investigate. All right, let's move on
Halton's
to
like, nah,
Move
I'm
out.
good. I don't know what the heck this thing is that you guys are playing with, but
It
It's
looks
fun to
it's
play
like a
with,
gun.
but
I
not
have
to eat.
gained a cat.
All right, we're gonna head over to the other side then and go try to clear the stairs. Morgoth will show up eventually.
oh, Morgoth, it would be great since you're the one with the light.
Yeah, I'm
You
the
said
only one that
not
can
moving
technically
me.
see right now.
Probably because you're not
moving.
selected the person.
Ah, yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. All right. So, yes, you're gonna have to dig out the stairs to be able to go up them.
Let's just do
All right.
it.
So you start doing it. Everybody, give me a perception roll.
Ooh, my strong suit.
Oh my god, why can't I not roll?
Perception roll.
I can't roll either, dude.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Can't roll above 10 anymore.
All right.
Hey,
All right,
one
so
of us.
Silva, as you're kind of moving some rocks around, you're kind of, or just waiting for people because you're
Yeah.
letting them do it. You feel something brush past your pant leg,
Really?
and looking around, you don't see anything.
That's sus.
Did anybody feel something?
No.
Everybody's like,
How did I not get
Halton's like,
anything?
rocks. I'm feeling rocks. I'm throwing the rocks.
I'm pretty sure Dad meant Morgoth because Morgoth's the one.
No,
who's-
I said Silva, and I
No?
meant Silva.
Never
How
mind.
did I not see anything?
You didn't see anything.
Blind.
You're busy with the rocks. You didn't feel
What?
anything.
Listen.
Can I perception the room?
You
Actively try and look
perception the
for.
room.
Rushing pasting objects.
Ugh, still not great, but better than 4.
You look around the room, and other than them pulling the rocks out, there's not really a lot of room for there anything to be in here. Maybe it's just a small creature of some sort. Maybe like a mouse or a lizard
scorpion.
or something like that. Possible. You don't see anything.
Do you guys see anything?
Huh.
Huh.
I didn't see anything.
Alright.
All right. You guys continue digging. It takes you again about an hour to dig this out, and then you're able to head up the stairs. Do you wish to go up the stairs?
Yes, I'd love to go up the stairs.
Swap maps. People first. Come on. Obviously, is
Oops. Sorry.
my thing a map? Why is that broken? I'm positive I put it incorrect. Oh well. I have to fix something real quick, and then we can. Hold on. Here, if I click on this, and I click on this, click on this, and I assign that as the token. Go back here, and I delete this one, and then I drag this one on. Then we're all good. All right, so now I'll activate this one. All right, here we go. Here's where you guys are at. Might want to zoom in a little bit. Oh, great. Hold on. Hold on.
It looks broken.
It definitely looks
Yeah.
broken. Did
It
I
looks
not?
like a little more map.
Hold on.
We thought, yeah.
Oh no.
I'm clairvoyant.
Oh
Hog.
no. I didn't.
You didn't.
Put the fog
I didn't
away.
put walls in on this one. I thought I had them
no.
all levels, but I guess I hadn't. Is there some way I can? Well, I can reset the fog of war. That's for sure. But I mean, I guess I can quickly put in the walls around this. But that's irritating. I thought I had put the walls in. Give me one moment. At least put the wall around this for now, and then we'll go from there. Just give me a second. It just takes a while because I'm moving around the actual edge here. Put the doors in real quick. Sorry, this is just dumb. Can't believe I didn't do this. Okay, 1 second. Let me select a player. All right, good enough. Now let me reset Fog of War. And then I'll have to add the levels as we go. Add to the level as we go. All right. All right, so let me give you this description. All right, this chamber is in much better shape than the one below it. While there is still some damage on the outside wall, it's very clear this was once a defense tower for the garrison. The arrow slits leading to the outside are covered from the landslide that covered up the entry, but the chamber itself is still intact. There are 2 skeletons sitting up against opposite walls.
They look dwarven.
They look about dwarven sized, yeah.
Does it feel cold up here?
Doesn't feel really any colder than normal.
What if I go near the skeletons?
All right, you go over to the skeletons. They each have a chain shirt and a crossbow at their side, as well as a warhammer. But you don't get any colder, no. Oh, hold on a second. I forgot to turn back on the torch. Every time I do this, I have to do the guys. All right, there's your light. Now you can see. All right, so what do you guys do?
I will walk up to this door.
Hold on a second. Well, actually, you notice that the doors to the south there are heavily barred and even braced with some timbers and stuff. The timbers, iron-bound timbers, like something. They're literally holding the door. The door is closed. The door to the south looks like a normal door.
Which you said both of them were to the south. Which one is the normal one?
No. So remember, north is this direction still. North.
Yeah. You said south for the. You said
There's
south
2 doors.
was barred.
Yes, that's barred. The east here or the
Yeah,
west
then you
here
said-
is not barred.
Okay, I want to go to the not barred ones first.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to open them.
They're locked.
All right, I will perception for traps.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
I cannot see anything.
I'm
Doesn't seem to be
gonna
any traps.
Cool. That's
open
always
a
good when there's
door.
no traps.
You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna try and open the door.
It's locked.
I have rolled
Locked. He's already
17 to
tried.
unlock this
I mean,
door.
like,
Like what?
what do you call it?
No, I don't know.
Lock breaking
Oh,
He's gonna pick it.
He picks the lock.
on both doors.
Oh, it's a double
Yeah.
door, so there's only one lock.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna open it.
I will open the. Okay, he opened the
All right.
door.
Nah, suck it. I open it.
You open the door.
Okay.
You've opened the door.
Beyond the door, opening the door reveals an armory, another armory, racks of weapons and armor, mostly empty in this case. Ah!
Oh no. Sorry.
Yeah, leave the thing. Close the door.
Ah, you trapped me.
Close the door. Let me put in.
More walls.
More walls. Whoops.
No, we can see the layout. We've been
You
spoiled.
need to put in more walls. 1 second.
Hey, I don't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
We've been spoiled, boys.
I ain't seen nothing.
All right.
I ain't seen nothing nowhere.
Now open the doors. Hold on. Let me reset. Let me reset the fog of war. All right, now open the doors. You're fine. Now hold on. So opening the doors reveals another armory. Racks of weapons and armor, mostly empty, line the walls, as well as a desk along the southern wall.
Cool.
I'll check out the weapons.
There's only a few weapons here. Like most of these seem to have been in use, but you can find 2 serviceable chain shirts, 3 maces, and 6 crossbows.
What? I thought you said they were light.
What do you mean they're light?
We need a cart to get all this stuff away.
I don't think we need all of this because
We
a lot
don't
of these don't
yeah,
look
we don't need all
special.
this
They look
stuff,
like
though.
run of the
Well,
mill.
I mean, we don't need all the non-magic stuff, but still.
I want to check the disc.
All right, there's a drawer in the desk. Inside
Can I
that
open it?
drawer, there is a small box.
Is the box openable?
It seems to be locked, actually.
I will unlock the box.
All right, well, give me a check.
I crit unlocking the box.
All right, you unlock the box.
Somehow it's still locked.
Crazy. What's in the box? What's in the box?
Just a second. I'm also doing
Putting up walls.
at the same time. Inside the box is a small metal tube.
Oh! I open the tube.
In the tube, there is a multicolored pellet that vibrates ever so slightly when you touch it.
It's magnetic.
And that's
I'll
not-
keep those.
It's not what I said. But in
It
this
just
tube,
vibrates.
there are only 5 of them.
Oh, that kind of sucks, but okay. I will hold on to these as well. 5 multicolored vibrating pellets. Maybe they explode or something? Or maybe they're like thunder.
Thunder.
As they...
You said that the pellets did glow based off my
Yeah, the pellets glow.
Okay.
They're magic.
What school of magic do these pellets glow?
These particular pellets,
Yeah.
they don't have a school of magic.
Okie dokie.
Cool.
I moved it. Oh, come on. I moved it. These doors.
Well, those doors are barred from the inside.
Alright, boys. Because
We've,
these are barred, I have a bad feeling that there is something on the other side of this door that will not like the fact that we open the door.
Hey, man, I'm ready to farm some
as
XP.
a thought, I'm gonna load my gun thing.
Okay.
My
With 2
gun's
of the
already
fire
loaded.
pellets that I have.
Let's not waste the fire pellets.
We have like a whole bunch of pellets. I'm loading it just in case. And it's not like if we don't end up using them, then I could just take them back out probably.
So
I mean, I'm just saying we have other.
let me remind you
weapons.
that there is. Sorry, walls and doors. So at least when you go down the next room, I can at least. Good enough. All right. Let me remind you what I said in this room. There are the 2 bodies sitting up against the wall. The door to the west was locked. You unlocked it. The door to the south are barred and even braced, as if there was some kind of attack occurring from that direction. Skeletons have chain shirts on them. You guys haven't really looked at them.
I'll look at the skeleton.
I would like to look at. I didn't hear the skeletons on the
Yeah,
first.
I mentioned there was.
part.
I literally
Yeah, I did.
said there are 2 skeletons sitting up against opposite walls. Like unlike the
That's
previous
fair.
ones, which are mounded on the ground, like they fell there. These are literally
Right.
sitting up against the wall.
I would like to investigate those skeletons then. Thank you.
All right. So you look over the skeletons. The one you're currently looking at, it's again dwarven, but this one's interesting in the fact that there's there's like a silver necklace with a blue gem on it around its neck, and there are 2 rings on his finger, one of which also contains a blue gem, and the other which seems to be made of gold and has some kind of insignia on it. Give me an intelligence
There you go.
check because it is a dwarven rune, so you could potentially figure out what that is.
Does any of it glow for him?
Yeah, you're not
at
sure
that.
what it is. Nah, it does not glow. Also, I think that lasts for 10 minutes or an hour.
10 minutes. I
Yeah, it's been well
believe.
past 10 minutes. You
Yeah, I
had to
thought it would be
climb out
gone by
the thing.
now.
Oh, true. Never mind.
um each there's also some money on the floor around this guy. In fact, 15 gold pieces around this guy.
Okay.
And when you start handling the you touch the necklace, the skull falls off, clatters
Oh.
off onto the floor. And all of you, well, no, sorry, Silva, you feel a coldness pass through you, like
Huh.
through your torso, through your chest.
Thank you for releasing me.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket that
The muns.
the medallion and his rings.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the other guy.
Yeah, I was about to go with the other guys.
The other guy, all you find is some copper around him, or silver and copper around him. 30 silver and 20 copper.
Okay. I will kind of take a stab at the runes on the guy's ring.
Only if Silva tells you about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll ask if anyone recognizes it.
I'll take a stab at it.
Okay.
Intellect.
Nope.
Cool. I know so much.
I mean, anybody who
Alright.
knows Dwarven can try to check it, figure it out. So
All right, I got this. Here we go. Bam!
yeah, you're still not sure what it is either. It's
Hey
too
man, it's
old.
dwarven.
Yeah, but it's too old to figure it out.
Does the other dude's head fall off?
No, it does not.
All right. Well, I believe we should try to unbarricade the other doors, but we
Alright.
should do it cautiously.
All right. Well, it's gonna take some time to unbarricade that door.
Clearly,
So
try to
you start
unbarricade that
pulling,
door.
you pull off. You guys manhandle. Halton helps you, and you manhandle one of the braces. And as you release the pressure from that brace, you see the door kind of creak a little bit in towards you, but stop. And then you move the other brace that's holding the other door, and again creaks a little bit and in towards you, and you hear some kind of rumble on the backside, as if something is shifting. And then, but the bar that is holding it is still holding steady. And
Alright,
you've
we should
unbraced
back
it at this point. That takes about 15
Back
minutes.
away from the door and how heavy is the bar?
I mean, it's a metal bar, so
It's not like locked, it's just on the door.
yeah, it's just holding the door closed.
Alright.
I mean, the door probably
I'm
also
gonna-
has, a lock on it as well, but that pretty much looks busted from what you're seeing.
I'm gonna back up from the door, stealth in this corner.
Okay. Somebody's gonna have to unbar it.
I was gonna say Morgoth could do it because he's
Oh,
stronger than we
me?
are.
I
You're
don't
strong.
unbar things.
I don't want to stand next to that. Pull it off and run back.
Run away.
Okay, you ready for this?
Because something's on the other side. I don't want to die.
Okay. You're gonna take the bar off?
Pull and run.
Well, okay, so give me an athletics check for taking the bar off. All right, you pull the bar off and it clatters to the floor, and you move away. The doors creak and you hear some kind of on the other side, and the doors creak a bit, but everything stops and the doors are still closed. So whatever latch is there is holding.
Do a perception at the door
Okay.
to try and see if I can figure out what's on the other side.
You don't hear
God
anything.
Almighty.
I will. I will
You're still
also.
kind of creeped out by that cold feeling that went into your chest and then just dissipated. It didn't go out the backside; it just dissipated.
I am also going to perceive at the door.
All right. You hear on the outside, you hear a slight, and you hear a little tunk, 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 as if a rock falls down from something.
I do not like that at all. Is the door locked?
No, it's not locked. It's latched. There's still a latch there. The bar was somebody had barred it and braced it. The lock is clearly not working. Like if there's there's like a double lock thing on it. That's not working, but it is still latched. So you can pull the latch and try to open it.
Pop it open.
I don't love this, but okay.
Well, we either pop it open and keep going, or we go home.
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
I will open the latch, then I'm gonna back up and let Morgoth open the door.
All right. So as soon as you open the latch, give me a dexterity
Bust
saving
open.
throw as the door bursts open on you. Same thing with Morgoth.
Why
Great.
didn't you give me a heads up?
It's a dexterity saving throw. All right, you both make it and are able to dive out of the way as the doors come open and a whole bunch of rock and rubble flows into the room from outside.
Makes sense.
Well, I was worried for nothing. I thought there was gonna be some like zombies or something.
No, but if you weren't able to make the dexterity saving throw, you would have taken damage.
You would have
from the
got,
rocks.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Got hit by rubble.
But I thought we were gonna
Alright,
get
so
attacked by something.
Looking
real.
out of there before you move out onto it, there, Cole. This must have once been some sort of parapet, but now is almost indistinguishable from the rock cliffside above. The landslide that covered over this garrison has covered most of the walkway, but you can see there is another set of doors on the far side that are just peeking out.
I will pace into the hallway.
Okay, this is
Walls.
difficult terrain moving across this. Like this is like a landslide on top of this thing, and then it continued down. So and covering the door below because you're basically over top of the door, the entryway. And you can look over this. You can kind of look over the side, and you can see where you excavated out the door below.
All right.
But yes, this is difficult terrain as you move across. So it does take a little bit of
Extra
A
time.
little bit of doing.
extra effort to do it.
All right. Is the door locked?
Well, the door is covered. You'll have to excavate it.
All
What do you
right.
want from me? It's a landslide, dude.
Every time.
How much time's passed? Like, how
So it
much...
took you an hour to excavate the front door. You probably took about an hour on that first floor, moving around from room to room, searching things, all that sort of stuff, prying open things. It took you about half an hour to get enough out of the way to get up the stairs. And now you're here. So you're looking at about 2.5 hours or so.
Okay.
It's not that late.
Maybe 3 hours. It's getting
Right.
close-ish to, like, in the next hour or so, it'll be noonday.
All right.
Let's open the other stuff.
All right, so you spend another hour excavating this door. And let me see here. The door itself, once you excavate it enough, you kind of push on it, and again, it's going to require some effort to open up. So whoever wants to
not
push
locked?
on it and open, it's not locked, but it's still kind of
got
stuck
this.
and broken a bit from the landslide. So give me an athletics check if you want to push it open. All right, you push it and slam and kind of force it open, and actually the left side just basically falls into the room, revealing the following. As you force the door open and the rocks fall into the room, you see movement in the dim interior, and after a moment, a gray creature lunges up from the floor. So let me pull in these creatures.
Block it.
Hey, zombies.
And I will show you what it is.
No, it's
Ogres.
too late. I already blocked it.
No, you didn't.
I roll block attack.
I play my Uno reverse card, and I'm
I
springing.
plus
I'm
for
actually
it.
springing at it.
I +4 it. I give it a +4. What is that?
Let's find out in a second. I'll show
What
you
is
a-
It's a
that?
frogger.
I'll show you a real picture in a moment. I
It's Skyrim type.
gotta figure out how many there were.
Well, joggers are also in God of War 4.
Even better.
Okay.
We getting Kratos in here?
Let me
Yep.
turn you guys into a combat.
Cool.
Ray Fungus.
Gray
Bring up your
fungus
combat.
incarnate.
Why?
Hmm.
There we go. Bring up your combat tracker. If you would, please.
Hmm.
And
My
roll some
roll's
initiative.
so bad today.
I
Um,
am the fast.
So
It's like
this is
3
what this thing
rolls.
looks like. gotta bring it up into the picture here. Come on. Show character artwork. Show players. So basically, it's like this fungus kind of gray fungus. The fungus itself is gray, and it's like it's weaved itself through the bones. Now these things are only dwarf sized, so this looks super tall, but it's actually only dwarf sized. So it's about 4.5 feet tall or so, and it comes bursting out of the room once you have opened up the door, and wants to attack you. So there's help.
That's just kind of rude.
Oh, I want.
I thought that was the attack roll. I thought initiative was the attack roll. I was like,
so these guys are going to be on 10. Why are we all rolling so bad? Jesus,
I don't know. It's
terrible.
just a struggle today, apparently.
Holy cow! I didn't even roll that high. Okay.
Just not today.
do they get a surprise round?
No, well, I mean, not really, but they do get to go first. So, all right. So they're going to go first. Let's see here. This one jumps out at you. Whoops. No, gotta not do that. It comes briefly into the light, Cole, like through the door there. Kind of goes and backs up one.
The light, it burns.
Throw the torch at it.
All it can do, because it doesn't have a reach attack.
How about I just attack with the torch?
Well, when it steps back, you do get a reaction. No, you don't get a reaction until your turn begins. So your turn hasn't come up yet. All right. So you see enough movement in the back door that you realize that there are 3 of them. And
There's 3
That's the end of their turn. And I forgot.
mushroom caps.
Andal, you're up.
Andal, fungus, attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the fungus.
Okay. Which one? The one that's up front here?
Yeah,
They're
the one
scared
that's
of the
definitely
light.
Okay. Remember, you did load up your pistol.
I want to save it as much as I can.
That's
but
fine. Just
if
pointing
we're
it out.
getting peened.
What did you did it with the? What did you load it with? The fire pellets?
Fireballs.
Okay. All right. I will know in a second. 11. That will hit it.
Yay!
I think. Hold on. I might not have
We're
set the
still
armor
rolling
class.
pretty low.
I thought I missed.
Hold on.
I rolled a 5. Oh,
One
God.
second. Let me find.
You actually rolled a 6,
I
but
rolled a 6. It's still bad.
learn to do math.
It doesn't matter. It's bad.
No, give me a second. I may
Yeah,
not
I'm
have
waiting.
put the armor class down. Nope, I did. It is a 10. You're hit.
Yay!
Definitely hit. How much damage do you?
Boink. 5.
All right. Your arrow goes flying into it and hits it in the side, and you can see chunks of that fungus kind of come off, and you see a poof of cloud of like spores.
Ooh, don't stand near
Huh.
those. We do not want that.
All right.
As a free
anything
action, I'll
else?
let everyone know, don't stand anywhere near the spores. They
Uh,
will poison you.
Anything else? You still have a move and a bonus.
I am going to go here
Okay.
and try to stealth.
All right. They can still see you there.
Never mind, I won't stealth. I'll just stand there.
Okay.
Look
Morgoth.
menacing.
I'm.
Now,
I
remember, you're
could-
still in difficult terrain, so to move up to that thing would require.
I'm not gonna move up
2
to that
movements.
thing.
All right.
Could I wield my torch and use my short bow at the same time?
No. Short bow is
Okay,
Do you
I'll-
even need the torch where we're at, though?
You're outside, so you're currently outside, but you're looking into the dark. So the torch is illuminating that.
I think I'll just let my
you could
boys.
drop the torch if you want, and then use your short bow.
All right, I'll do that.
You can
though.
throw the torch at them.
Well, I don't want to lose the torch.
We have more torches. I can give you one.
Well, actually, by now, torches only last an hour. By now, the torch is out. Actually, now that I think about it, because it only lasts an hour, and it took you an hour to excavate the door itself. So technically, you look like this now, and you're outside though. So hold on, let me turn the sun back on because you're outside.
I was about to say, I thought we were on the parapet thing.
You are. You can sort of see in. I'm not saying you can't see in. It's just dim. There you go.
I suppose I don't know torches that do bad stuff now.
No.
No, he walked into
No,
the
he
sunlight.
walked into the sunlight and walked back.
Oh, then I'll just stay here and use my short bow.
Yeah, they don't want to be in the sun. I don't think fire makes them as sad. They probably still don't like it though.
All right.
Bam.
9 will
Ah.
miss.
They are fungi boys.
Designated ammunition. What do you mean?
Silva,
Oh, right. I should use an arrow.
Give it any ammunition. I don't think.
you need arrows. If you don't, you can't.
No,
use
I
the
know.
shot.
I have arrows, but
Silva, you're up.
All right. I'm going to do a little firebolt at the closest one.
All right. That'll definitely hit.
Alrighty then. Bam. And that's gonna be it for me.
All right. You hit it, and the fire just immediately hits it and crackles all through it, and you hear it go. You hear sort of like a high pitched sort of. It's not really a scream, but it sort of is a scream as it kind of goes up in flames and drops to the floor.
Oh. I'm just gonna shoot it next turn.
Halton.
I'm just gonna use the...
Halton goes up to here, and he is gonna shoot it with a.
I think he has a longbow.
No, he has a longbow. He's gonna shoot it with a longbow.
His bow is bigger than mine.
Hold on, it's not equipped or. And it also says that he's not proficient, which he is proficient. So there we go. Resource consumption, ammunition, arrows. There we go. Now let me do this again and attack. He misses. And it didn't use up an arrow, but I will have it. I will make it use an arrow. Oh wait. I know what it did. It used an arrow, but it used it as if this was. That's funny. Okay, something is screwed up here. Oh well, not a big deal. I can.
I never got
change
mine
it.
to work either. I just get rid of.
Yep.
I just take it off.
All right, but he missed as well. He missed one of them as well. Now the top of the combat. This one moves into the light up to here and attacks you, Morgoth. He does this. He attacks, but with disadvantage. So I believe he misses. Is that correct? A 7? Cole?
Oh.
Does a
7
miss?
misses.
Make sure I get rid of the right one. All right, so this guy here also moves up and does the same thing against Halton. Slam, attack with disadvantage. He rolls a 1. Let's see, does he hit his friend?
Yep.
He does hit his friend. Slam attack does 2 points to it. Okay. Andal, your turn.
All right. I am going to pull out my pistol thing.
Okay.
And the one that just tried to attack Morgoth, I will point the, and I'm assuming fire stuff.
Okay. Well, you have to pull the trigger, so you pull the trigger.
And
That's an
but yeah,
action.
no, I'm saying I'm pointing it at the thing, pointing it the way I think it should be pointed,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pull the trigger.
All right. You pull the trigger. You feel a thrum as it goes through the weapon, and a
And you hit
firebolt
yourself.
comes out the end and flies and attempts to hit the creature. So, roll an attack roll with dexterity.
So D20 plus whatever my dex is.
Yeah, because you don't have a
Just
spell
dex.
attack.
Is it plus 3 then, since it's not proficient or something?
Yes.
Are you proficient in ancient dwarven technology?
Roll a d20 plus 3.
Wrong
Not-
slash.
Not like that, but
Wrong slash, you
Oh,
nerd.
I'm an idiot.
/R d20 plus 3.
I remember.
All right, 23 will hit. Which is weird because I would have
That's a crit.
expected that to be a crit, and it is a crit. So roll 2d10 fire damage. All right. Again, you hear that kind of really high-pitched scream you think it is as this creature gets engulfed in flames and kind of... Morgoth, you're up.
Cool.
I'm gonna slap this thing with my sword.
Okay.
Oh, I know what the other multicolored ones are. I think.
Sword.
I have an idea.
Oh, it's probably something with radiant damage.
That was not my. No, I'm not talking about the white ones. I was the pale ones. I was talking about the multicolored ones.
Oh.
I have an idea about what
Oh,
those
yeah.
are.
that will hit. Actually, Cole, you were using your short bow. You can drop the short bow, but to draw your sword takes an action.
Oh, okay, then I'll just draw my sword.
Okay.
Shing.
Silva.
All right.
Also, Andal, mark one of those fire pellets as used.
Oh yeah.
I'll just pop another firebolt off.
Okay. When you saw that thing go off, Silva, you realized that it looks very similar to your firebolt that you're firing.
Cool.
It just came out of the end of that gun.
Mhm.
Or that, whatever it is. 23 hits.
Okay. Oh.
So I keep on closing the door on accident. Again, your fire hits it and it lights up, but it's sort of a glancing blow, so it doesn't do as. It's not as. I mean, it's very effective, but
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I only rolled 2.
yeah, exactly. Halton swings. Well, when Halton moved forward, he dropped his longbow and is now using the scimitar, and he misses because he's terrible.
Or Halton.
All right. All right. So this one is dead. This one swings at Halton. Acts with disadvantage because he's in sunlight and misses.
And these guys suck.
Andal, you're up.
I'm not going to use another pellet. I don't think, because I want to save as many as we can, and I'm pretty sure that Silva can take it out if it doesn't die to me hitting it with the short bow.
Mm.
Oh, no. So, remember, switching weapons is not a free thing. You can drop a weapon as a free action
true.
and then draw one as an action. So, I let you get away with it last time because I forgot. So, if you want to use your short bow, you're going to have to drop the item and then pick up your short bow, so you can't take an attack.
Nah, I'll just start blasting.
You're going to use that bolt again?
Yeah, I'm just
All
gonna
right,
start.
d20 plus 3 is what
Didn't
you're
you only load one?
I loaded
No.
2.
You rolled a 2.
Oh.
The second one misses.
Missed. I'll mark another one off.
All right.
No, I loaded the full thing. 'Cause I
Again,
was
if
like,
I-
"Ah, it's time."
Morgoth, you see a bolt of flame go past. It's actually the fourth bolt of flame you've seen go flying past, actually.
What is happening?
Morgoth, it's your turn.
Alright, here we go.
I mean, several of them hit, but this just occasionally or not.
Yeah.
That definitely hits.
Yeah.
You slice through the thing. How do you want to do it? You are killing it, so what do you want
I
to do?
want to chop its fungal cap off.
All right, so you kind of aim for the head and you cut the top off, and the skull that's kind of embedded in its head and things area, you shatter that, and the thing kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
So ends the fungal creatures
Hmm.
and the end of the combat.
All right, guys.
I pick back
before
up
we
my short
walk
bow.
in, I'll pick up my bow as well since I probably dropped it.
Yep.
Before we go in, let's wait a couple of minutes just to let the spores settle. Any spores that happen to be there. Like we
Well,
lit 2 of
so-
them on fire, but we did hit them a few times with kinetic weapons, so there's probably some spores.
So Halton says, I don't think. I think it's going to take a lot longer than you think. You look. He looks. And he says the walls are covered with that stuff.
Think we can burn it off?
I don't know. Might take some time.
I'm first going to. Well, I'll cover my face as best I can.
With what?
I'm
Just
sure.
asking.
Yo, my
I'm sorry.
Tannelvar
it's-
mask, man.
It's a fair question. Deserves
It's
an answer.
I have my I love Tannelvar mask on.
Throwing my Walmart mask on.
I have. I should have some nicer clothes. Like I should have like a
Okay.
nicer.
No, that's fine. You can.
I can
You've
just
got some
cover my
clothing.
face
You can
with.
cover that around your face. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And then I would like to take a sample of
That's it.
the spores.
Okay.
And just in like a little test tube or something, just to hold on and see.
All right. That's fine. You leave the face covering on
Yeah.
after you've taken the stuff. The samples.
Well, and yeah, I'm not.
So
until
you're gonna have to move into the room.
Yeah.
So
As I go into
when
the
you
room.
look into the room, the walls of this chamber are covered with gray fungus. With
Mhm.
that gray fungus you saw in the entry hall, you also notice that there are 3 piles of armor and weapons. And you can see that those piles of armor and weapons kind of are disturbed, like something kind of moved out of them.
Okay. Yeah, and then I'll pop back
the
out,
fungus.
and then I can take my thing off. I can try and just fire some firebolts off on it and see if I can burn as much off if we want.
I mean, if we could
Um,
find some way to like
You want
put a lot of light in there, it might be a little better. I'm not sure.
I could just use a torch.
Yeah, that's also true. But I don't know if you really kind of want
I
to
think
light
we
the
should.
place
I
up.
think that fuck. What's his name?
Well, if we could possibly remove some of the rubble from from those arrow slits, we might be able to get some light in that way.
It's probably not going to be a whole lot. I think Halton's probably right that if we were to want to wait for it to like settle, it would take way too long. And yeah, it would just be inefficient. We should just put face coverings on and move through as best we can as quickly as possible, so that way we minimize risk of poisoning ourselves. There's probably something interesting in here that we want, but we're just gonna have to. So we're gonna have to take what we can get.
Alright.
So what do I have in my inventory? That I put on my face.
I have a set of nice clothes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have dark common clothes.
Yeah, you might have clothes. I'm not saying you don't. I just was
Yeah,
curious what you
I'm
were
gonna
actually doing.
make a face covering out of my clothes.
Same. I
Alright.
tell Halton to do the same.
He finds something. He has some kind of.
And then I guess we're gonna light another torch and move
He
in.
pulls out his face mask.
Yeah.
'Cause he's a good socially distanced boy.
Telling you, I'm repping the Walmart
All right, hold on.
out
I'm
here.
Putting in walls.
More walls. Eat them.
Yeah, well, it turns out that this is the biggest one, so.
I imagine we're gonna have to fight more of those. Actually, I'm going to while we
I
have
would
a
ask-
moment, I'm gonna reload the gun.
I would ask that we refrain from using the gun as much as possible.
I'm still gonna reload it.
All right, how many are you putting in?
2 again.
Okay.
I'll put the spent 2 back in the cartridge.
Well, when you look inside, they're literally gone.
Oh, so it's not like the other ones.
No, even the other ones. You never used any of the other ones, did you?
But we
Yeah,
had some
we
Sourced
used
spent
the one
ones.
I
time,
think.
and you said that when we would take it out, it would become.
Oh,
like
right.
dull.
They go gray. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go gray. They don't go away.
That's right. Yeah, this one they go gray. You're correct.
I will refrain from using it unless we need it.
Okay, give me a moment.
It's
I'm
not-
still making. Oops. What was that?
But I'd rather have the option.
Oh, sure.
I'm getting there. Almost. At least I'm almost
More
done.
walls.
It won't be perfect, but I'll be close enough. All right, that's walls. Now I need to put in doors.
No more locked doors.
Can't guarantee that. I really thought I had already set all this up, so this kind of sucks.
That's fine.
Oh, I know it's fine. It just seems weird that I could have swore I'd done this, but all right, that looks like it's correct. All right, so what do you guys do?
I put on a face covering and
All right,
walk
so
in.
you all put in face coverings, including Halton, and you walk in. So what I mentioned before in this, is anybody going to put on a
I put on a torch.
torch?
Yeah, Cole
All
said
right,
he was going to
he's
pull out
put on a
another torch.
You gonna look over where those corpses were or anything in here?
I am.
Yeah,
I'd like to
we can-
investigate those corpses.
Okay, so around there you find another 25 silver and 15 copper. Between the
Has
three
someone
of
been
them.
marking these? Because I have not been doing it.
I've been marking some. Yes.
What am I doing here? I'm going to change the light back to this because you're now back inside. And then I was going to bring up this and give him back his torch. All right. Now, why did my sun not turn to sun? There it goes. Or my dark didn't go off again. I don't know why. All right. All right. So there's the doors to the south there that you can see.
There's nothing else in the room.
Well, there's the thing. Yeah, there's the
Piles.
fungus. There's tons of there's a bunch of fungus here. The fungus in here is maybe like you can see the walls through it. There's not on the floor. There was just those piles. There's a little bit on the ceiling, and you can still sort of see the walls through it, just as an FYI. So it's not super thick on the walls or anything, but there's a lot more here than there
And
was.
there's nothing moving on the walls, right? Like the walls aren't on,
Nope.
like.
No,
a
it's just a
slate or anything.
fungus. It's like the fungus you saw down below. It's just
No, I know it's just a
Covering a lot
fungus,
more.
but like, if it like, I don't know if that fungus was already in the piles and it made them move when we opened the thing, or
I'm
if it
not
was
sure.
like if it's been possessed for the whole time, or if they came off just now.
You're not sure.
We'll find out, I guess, when we watch it do it later. I'm gonna move up to the door.
Okay.
Is it locked?
It does not seem to be locked.
I open it.
He opens it.
All right. Oops.
I move in.
Second. Why does it keep doing that?
Because
No, it opens and then immediately closes. I want to read you the stuff, but it immediately closes as soon as I open it. This long hall is covered in gray fungus. Every 10 feet on your left, there's an alcove that contains some kind of what you assume is a statue of a dwarf, but they are also covered in this fungus.
don't
the
like
air
that.
here is heavy with dust, and you can see in the flicker of your torch something wispy drifting off the fungus.
I don't like that at all. I hate all of this. Someone's gonna try to get grabbed by this wall. I really hope it can't move the statues. I don't really know
So
how powerful
Halton
this
moves
one
in
is.
with
So like there's a
Morgoth.
statue in this little
Yeah, there's
alcove
a
here.
statue in that alcove there, yes.
Yeah, I set the fungus on fire
You're going to set the fungus on fire.
on the statue.
The entire hall is covered with fungus. Like if you set the torch on fire, the statue on fire, it's going to burn the entire hall.
Let's wait and do that before we leave. If we decide to do
Fine.
it all.
I'll
You
wait.
can
I'll
see that
move up
there's
to
a
this
door
door.
there.
Plus, we might anger something, and this
I
already is
listen
sus.
to the door
You listen to the door. The door
Well,
says
like-
nothing.
through the door.
The door says nothing.
Give
True.
give me a perception check. You don't hear anything on the other side of the door.
I try to open the door.
The door is unlocked. You open it up.
Ding.
Inside, this room is filled floor to ceiling with the gray fungus. It covers what looks to be a desk in the center of the room with a chair. There may be some kind of tapestry or painting on the eastern wall, but it's hard to tell with the fungus covering it.
Anything of note?
All right, I move back
Interest in
out and
this
say,
room?
"Let's go."
What, Cole?
I don't want to be in that room if it's covered in
I
fussing. Fine,
Popping right in that room.
All right,
Flattened
you can
it.
go into the room.
I want to try these. And you said there was a desk. Does it have any
desk.
drawers or
It does.
anything on it?
It does have some drawers, yes.
I'll pop open those drawers when I see
Alright,
what's
so
inside.
popping in drawers, you see some what look to be some crumbling papers. One particular scroll in there is made of vellum, so it's not as damaged as the rest.
I will. Can I make anything out off the papers just by looking at them? in
They're
depth?
kind of rolled up a little bit, so I mean, there's definitely dwarven writing on it, but it's hard to tell without trying to open them up.
If I gingerly try and
You can
flatten
give me
out the
a
normal
dexterity
paper.
check to see how well you do.
Okay.
That's pretty good. You are able to unroll enough and kind of look at this. There's definitely writing on it. You need to give me an intelligence check because it's definitely written in some kind of dwarvish. It's just really old. All right, so you're able to
finally read the old dwarvish.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You're able to read these. So you go through a handful of these papers, and what you find out is the following. You glean the following from all this. I don't literally have handouts for you to show.
No, it's fine.
You learn that this outpost was an initial defense garrison against a rather warlike species of humanoids that lived on the plains. You determined that the main citadel, the main dwarven citadel, which you learn the name of is Del Tarak, is no more than a couple of days away in the mountains, but you don't know exactly its location based on this. But you're able to figure out.
The mountains are north, right? So that still
sort of north
holds
and
up.
west. Yes.
That holds up with my assumption based off the map, right?
And
okay.
there's one. The vellum piece is a missive that seems to come from a commander at Del Tarak to the commander here, and you figure out that this commander's name is Magnus Hammerstone, the one that was here at the garrison. And it's very clear at this point that this was probably the commander's office. That the last little piece that you see is that there's some kind of, it talks about some kind of troubles spewing from the depths in the citadel, and that the garrison is supposed to send back troops and the special weaponry as soon as possible. So more than likely, those crates of the weapons is what they were talking about. They were crated to send them back.
Okay.
Then this fungus showed up and probably killed them all.
I'm gonna try and take out that more sturdy scroll.
Okay, that's the one that literally is it's in essence a set of orders to send the weapons back and to send men back with it.
Okay. That's okay.
But again, it doesn't give you any directions to where the Citadel Del Tarak is.
Yeah.
But you glean from most of the stuff that it's within a couple of days.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna write that down. I would like to.
So you also noticed next to that there was that underneath, once you were doing that stuff and pulling out the drawers, you noticed that underneath the desk and to the side there is a fungus covered what you think is an iron chest because you accidentally hit it with your toe and it was pretty solid.
Okay. Hold on 1 sec. It's not how you spell garrison, but close enough.
2 R's.
I would like to. I'm gonna point out that chest to Andal because I'm assuming that it's going to be locked.
It's possible. He points out. Andal. I mean, he kicks something on the door and then says something to you.
Come look at this. Come open this chest for me. And while he's doing that, I want to go over to where I see the outline of the tapestry and kind of try and brush off.
There's fungus and all sort of stuff on it. So you kind of brush it off, but it's so degraded from probably the fungus and time that you're just not able to make anything out on it. So whatever it was definitely a tapestry of some sort. You're just not sure what
at all.
Yeah,
okay.
what was showing on it.
I will attempt to open this box.
All right. What do you want to do first?
Locked?
You want to try it? See if it's locked?
Yes, I'm going to try to open the box.
All right. You try to open the box. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Like that.
The one time you didn't check for traps.
One time I didn't check for traps.
13. All right. You are going to take half of this damage.
That's why I didn't open it.
Honestly, with the rolls I was getting on trap checking, I wouldn't have noticed.
So you're going to take 4 points.
That's true.
You take 4 points of
get,
damage
like, bonuses for
as a small
doing
little
dexterity saving throws against traps.
As a small dart flies out and
I'm level 1.
hits into your hand.
Ow!
But you only take
Like,
4 points.
doesn't your
That was a third of my
dungeoneering
health.
person thing
Not
give
from-
you advantage on that? Something?
He just said he's just trying to open it, so he hears a cling, he hears a click, and
Oh, I
as
do have advantage on saving throws made to avoid or resist traps.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
that's
then
what I thought.
roll a second time.
You're welcome.
Actually,
Huh.
you actually
And
made the
he's-
saving throw. Actually,
Yeah, so it wouldn't really
it's
matter,
half
would it?
damage
I'm
anyway.
just saying.
Yeah, he
It
rolled the
also-
same number.
Yeah,
It also says I resist damage from traps, so should I have it
so you'll
again?
have again. So you'll take 2 points.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's
See,
fine.
aren't you glad I reminded you of that?
Well, I forgot to check.
No, well, this is
Yeah.
fine.
Dingus.
You
Alright.
search for traps while traveling at a normal pace instead of
Yeah.
only at a slow pace.
Anyway, you in your effort to try to open it up, you trigger the trap, and also find out it's locked.
Oh well, no, I'll take out my thief's tools.
Okay,
I'm gonna open.
you don't
the
have to worry about
box.
the trap. You found
Yeah.
that already.
I already kind of popped that one off.
Hey, easy, right?
You open the trap. You unlock it pretty quickly. Actually, you're like, oh, this is such a simple lock, and plink.
Nailed
Slightly
that one.
angered
You
by
pop
getting
open
poked.
pop open the chest. Inside is a mound of gold pieces.
Ooh, how
Oh, I
many?
take it.
You're not sure how much. Like, there's a lot. You'd have to sit down and count them. There's quite a few in there.
All right, well
We'll
then
come back to
I'll
it.
put it in my inventory and come back to it.
All right. Well, it's an iron chest filled with gold. Now, something I haven't really been mentioning, but you should have been obvious. All of these coins are super, super old. Like the design on them, you have no clue. Like there's some dwarven on one side. There's a picture of what you assume is some dwarven important person on the other side. They're really old. They're actually a square shape, not anything like the coins you use in Tanavar. So just as an FYI.
It's still probably worth something though.
Oh no,
Am I
I'm
able
not saying.
to?
I'm not saying it's not worth anything. Like
Am I able to shift
I'm
this
giving you
off my-
values
how
because
much-
that's the number of coins you find.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just reminding you that they're ancient coins.
Am I able to shift the stuff that's in the box to my backpack, or should I carry the box?
Up to you.
Is it?
Or you
a-
could leave it
like a-
here. Just remember to come get it.
Yeah, we can circle back for it.
Yeah,
we don't
we'll,
have to do
we'll get
this
it on
right
the way
now.
back out.
That's fine.
I'll put it on the desk,
Okay, that's fine.
and then we'll get it on the way out. I will move up to the door on the other side of this room.
Okay.
And I will check the door for traps.
All right, give me a perception roll.
Do I have advantage on this? No, that's only for detecting presence of secret doors.
This clearly is not a secret door.
This door's pretty obvious.
It does not seem to be any traps.
Is it locked?
Doesn't seem to be locked either.
I will open the door.
All right. Opening the door, you come into the following. This room contains the remains of a bed in one corner as well as a wardrobe and table. Clearly some kind of quarters for an officer. Again,
Yes.
fungus is covering everything. At this point, I'm going to stop saying fungus is covering everything. Just assume fungus is covering everything.
It's covering everything. We're in the dark parts
This
of
is
the castle now.
Hammerstone, right? Isn't that guy's name? It was Hammerstone?
Yep,
Magnus
probably
Hammerstone.
Anything
Well,
else?
now that I have deciphered some of the language, would it be easy? Will it be easier in the future for me to try and read through context clues of what I already know?
Maybe. I'm not saying it won't. I'm not saying it will.
Is there anything else in the room?
Well, like I said, there's a wardrobe, there's the remains of a bed, there's a small table, there's a small chair. I mean,
Is there a desk in the
you
table?
can look around if you would like.
I'm gonna look at the table.
The table, the table really has nothing on it. In fact, it looks like it's starting to fall apart. But while you're looking at there, you notice that there's sort of a mound of rotted wood next to the bed.
I'm gonna look at that.
Okay.
Can I investigate it?
Kind of pushing through that, you discover what looks to be the remains of a bunch of rotted clothes, but you also find a set of wish I could show you the picture. A set of two kind of round pieces of glass that are in sort of a silver rim with a little piece of silver between them. It looks like there was probably some kind of leather strap that once was on it, but that seems to have rotted away.
Oh, they're goggles.
And there's also an iron tube next to it,
I will take both of
which
these.
at this point in time is starting to look very, very familiar to you.
I will open the tube.
So inside the tube, you see, you find 5 of these. You find an ink black pellet that seems to swirl before your eyes.
Sounds like necrotic to me. All right, 5. Then I got the remains of a goggle of some kind.
Mhm.
If I hold the goggles up to my face around my eyes, I'm gonna brush it off before I do that because I'm assuming there's fungus on
there's
it.
fungus on it. You put it up around your eyes, everything immediately goes black. Like you can't see anything through it.
What if I turn it around?
No, still black. Like the lenses or the glass itself seems to be pitch black.
Feeling around on it, do I feel any place to put a pellet in?
Let me describe them to you. Let me bring up the thing.
Everything is pellet based.
Yeah, there is a small spot where you could put what looks to be about the right size, this pellet size in. Yes.
Do I want to put something in this?
Up to you.
I'm gonna wait till later, so I don't want to keep using pellets.
Anybody else doing anything?
No.
No,
So
no.
I will just mark down that I found these goggles.
Okay. Check something.
Google goggles. Strap. Those are very cool.
As you okay, so you do that, and then you start to turn away, and then there's something odd about that wardrobe. Something just seems off about it.
I'm gonna walk up to the wardrobe then.
Okay, well, when you get up there, you see that it's again deteriorated, and because of the deterioration, you can see that there's something odd about the back of it. Like you're looking at the outside, but even from the outside, it looks odd from the back.
I'm gonna open the wardrobe.
All right, you open the wardrobe up. Inside is the remains of some clothes of some sort, but you finally realize what's odd about it. The wardrobe is about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet in depth. There's only about a foot and a half in depth inside.
Okay, well then there's clearly a secret panel on the back of the wardrobe. I'm gonna open the secret panel or look around for it.
All right, well, give me a perception check. I mean, your passive perception
advantage.
is enough to figure out that something was wrong, but
does this count as a secret thing?
yes.
I get advantage. You want investigation or perception?
Perception.
Advantage.
Right, so clearly there is a false back, and you're able to push it aside. Inside that secret space is a suit of studded leather armor, and you know, like a holder on the wall or on the back of the wardrobe are 3 more of those iron tubes.
I will open the tubes.
All right, each tube contains 3 pellets. One tube has a small green pellet wrapped in wax paper. You wish to touch the pellet itself?
Sure.
When you touch it, and you put your finger away, there's a small redness on your finger, and it hurts a little bit. The next one is
damage.
A small white pellet that's cold to the touch, and the last one is a red pellet that gleams with its own light. And there's only 3 in each of them.
And you said, what was the third one? 3 what?
The red pellet.
And they glow with their own light, the red ones?
The studded leather armor, you again has that telltale kind of spot to put something in for one of these pellets.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I will definitely hang on to that. How much? I haven't been putting weight for the pellet things, but I'm assuming
pellets
this actually
are free, but the studded leather armor
I'm assuming the
weighs the same as studded leather armor, so it weighs 13 pounds.
I have to find it.
13 pounds.
Which item thing is it in? There's like 5.
No, just find studded leather armor. Look for the SRD one.
Studded leather armor. Swat. It's kind of heavy, actually. It weighs 13.
It is heavy.
All right.
Put it on.
Is it covered in any of the...
Actually, it is not, strangely enough.
Then I will take the time to swap to the studded one, because I'm assuming it gives me a higher
take like
class.
10 minutes.
I'll
Studded
take that
leather
time.
armor gives you a 12
Plus
AC.
dexterity.
Gives you a 12 AC. And a limited dexterity modifier, so it doesn't affect your stealth or anything.
Did it go up automatically when I put it in here?
It might have, if you equipped it.
I don't think I had either of them equipped as a thing.
It's
Because
possible.
my dex is +3. Oh no. It has the regular leather armor because it's +3. I thought it was +2. I just need to equip the other one.
Leather armor
Equip
is
that.
yeah. So if you equip, your armor class is now 14.
It should be 15.
You sure about that?
It's plus dex, right?
Yep.
I have a
Yeah.
+3 dex.
No.
No?
Hold on. Yeah, you're right. It should be. Why is it only 14?
It didn't change the number. I'll just change it.
Oh, you should
manually.
just change it. I don't think it automatically updates.
Yeah. It might
Yeah,
not.
because I didn't have the other thing equipped either, but the armor class was correct.
Yeah. So you're now at 15.
Hey, I have armor
Alright.
to sell later. Alright. Anyway, is
All
there
right.
anything else in this room, or are we good?
It's up. You want to continue looking? You can.
I mean, I think I looked at the main things. I'll do it in.
Silva, you see Halton kind of looking around a bit nervously. He seems to be concerned about this fungus.
All right, we should hurry
And
up.
he moves out into the hall. This is not Pete giving you any kind of hurry up kind of thing. This is just
No, I know.
Halton
I'm
himself.
gonna
is
open
concerned
this
about
door.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out, by the way, my perception for that secret thing would have been a 5 without the advantage.
I'm gonna open this door.
Is crap.
No, but your passive perception is what makes
I'm-
you notice it in the first place.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna open this door.
Open it.
Open it.
With that.
You come around the side and you see that Halton is over there too.
Hey, man.
It just comes into this hall.
I shall keep moving.
Okay.
I shall go to these doors.
Okay, hold on. You come into this open area here. Fungus covers broken tables and chairs, some made of wood and others of stone. As you start to look through the rubble, fungus creatures rise from the floor.
Hooray.
Yes.
Yay, kill more fungus creature.
I'm gonna set like all of this stuff on fire before we leave. Just so you know.
All right, let me.
Might not be a terrible idea.
Halton would have been
I don't
here
think
with
it's
you
a good
guys.
idea.
What else would you
Why
want?
not?
Why not?
Because like, you could be damaging other things that we might want to.
All right, roll some initiative.
There's a good roll.
Eh,
There's the rolls,
rolling
boys.
numbers. God bless.
All right, and Halton is last.
Roll the 4.
All right,
Or hell.
Andal,
For the
you're up
rest
first.
of us, we're rolling numbers. Let's go. What do I have?
Andal, you're up first.
All right, I'm going to not use the gun. I will use my short sword.
Okay.
I'm going to go up to. That is Silva. I'm going to go up to this dude,
Okay.
and I am going to stab him
All right.
firmly.
This dude. That's definitely a firm strike.
Actually,
Firmly.
sit on me,
Firmly
kitty.
stab him.
All right. You slice into him, and as you hit through him, the fungus kind of somewhat drops off. Some spores fly out, but you've got your little mask on, so you're good for now.
I have my mask.
All right. Anything else from you, Andal?
Nah.
All right,
Don't really
Morgoth.
have anything else cool.
I shall move here.
Okay. You attacking the other one?
No, I'm taking the same one.
Okay.
Is there flanking in this?
It's possible. I gave you flanking in the book. Let me
Well, no,
I
check.
thought we talked about.
No. I
you
may have given
adding-
it into the.
I was just asking.
19 will hit. I can't remember. I have to look up at my thing. You basically bring your sword straight down through it and kind of split it in half, and the parts just kind of slide away.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
How
did you know?
So this one is now.
I was just asking because of sneak attack stuff. Because
Yeah, that's what I
You'd
was
get
trying to
sneak
get
attack. You would
That
get
wouldn't-
sneak attack
get
anyway.
sneak attack
because it's
anyway.
5 feet.
Yeah, I know I'd get it anyway. I don't know if I don't think it would apply in this instance though, because he's.
That's what I was trying to give you. Some sneak attack.
No, but I mean, I may have changed the rules so that you can have it, so that you can have +2. I gotta
Yeah, I
check.
thought we
apply,
talked
thinking
about
It's in the
that.
document that I gave you if I did it.
I don't actually know how sneak attack works.
If there's a character, if one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature that you're going to attack, or if you have advantage on the roll,
Here's our player
you
guide.
get to add when you do damage, you get to add the amount of d6 it tells you. I believe it's only at like 2. when
Does
you-
it apply if he can see me?
Yes.
There's someone
Yeah.
standing next to him.
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
matter because they're harried. They're considered
Because
harried.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So as long as you have an ally within 5 feet, you get to add that damage. or
Although
if you
it does
have
say I'm
advantage
supposed
in
to
any way.
only use this with ranged or finesse weapons.
Yeah, your dagger is a finesse weapon.
So I can't use it on my short sword because it's not finesse.
No,
Correct.
you cannot.
It is martial, also known as lame.
Yes, that's why. Why do you think I only use daggers and bows?
Well, I mean, it
Rapiers
does
are
more
finesse
damage.
weapons as well, but
Yeah, I do.
I'll
have-
get one of those eventually. That is the goal.
All right, I don't know right now, but you might get +2 in the future. I have to bring up the one.
All right,
sheet
I was
that
just
gave
asking
you
because
guys.
I know we had talked about it with the other
Morgoth
guys
is
before.
done.
Said
Didn't know what we were doing.
Mhm.
Yes.
All
my
right,
turn.
Silva.
I will scoot over here,
Oh,
and then I will shoot the one that is not dead with a firebolt.
Why don't you just use your gun?
Firebolt.
Is-
Oh wait,
Fire-
Fireball
I
is
know it is.
cantrip,
Well, it's
isn't
a
it?
cantrip,
Right.
and it's effective against these little boys, so I don't really need to be firing a bullet.
That is true. That
I
will
got
hit.
Firebolt's a cantrip.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and again, you hear that scream as it goes up in flames.
Yay!
Alright. That was good.
These guys are not as annoying as the orcs were.
Goblins,
The
but yes.
goblins. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I
because
mean, the guys who
they're
crop
little
the house.
fungus
Now
boys
that
that
I-
have like 5 health, I'm sure.
Now that I see this
No.
room, I'm gonna look in it.
Cole and I
Okay.
did like 15 damage to that thing.
Talking about the fungus boys.
Yeah.
Fungus guys actually.
Proceed.
I hit him for 5.
I
He didn't
believe.
die.
I believe the CR for them right now is a little off. So
I have perceived this room.
okay, a table once stood in the center of this room. On the walls, you can see there is some kind of bas relief that is covered in fungus.
Cool.
In that room. What do you want to do?
I want to head up to the relief, see if I can make anything out of it if I'm wiping away the fungus.
All right, you wipe away some of the fungus, and you realize that you start to see something that looks a little bit familiar. Give me an intelligence history check.
History. Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
kind of. You thought you knew what it might be, but you kind of lose it. Anybody else want to try?
Does anybody
I'll take a
remember this
stab
part
at
of
it.
history?
I'll take a stab at it. Intelligence history.
Yep.
I'm so good at that.
Keep rubbing stuff off.
Yeah.
Look how good I am.
Yeah, Andal, again, you're like, I don't know what this is. Silva, after you've rubbed off about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the wall, I'll give you one more roll.
Okay.
Because now you're seeing more of the full relief.
All right. Don't mess up. Yeah.
All right, I'll take a look.
I can't. I guess I
We're
don't.
all
Get,
looking at it like.
I guess I just don't get to know.
I guess not. Or maybe once you get the whole thing covered off.
I'll
that
be
might-
able to.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well, then it's just like you get
Oh,
advantage
here it is.
rolls of 7.
That being said, as you're rubbing it off, Morgoth comes over and says, "Hey, Silva, this
Yeah.
looks a lot like that map that you had, the old one."
Ah.
And indeed, now that you look at it, it looks like a more detailed bas relief kind of relief version of that
Mhm.
map.
It's
believe
more
it.
detailed.
More
Is it more
detailed.
detailed in just?
This thing seems to show mountains in a more detailed, more accurate. It shows more outposts than what you saw on the other map.
I believe.
I would like to add these. Can I draw on the old map, or would it be destroyed if I tried?
You could try to draw on the
Well,
old
I don't
map.
really think you need to.
Well, because I want to add these things.
What is he
in.
gonna do? Rub everything off and take a picture of it, Cole?
You can take a rubbing if you'd want, but it's an entire wall, so
Yeah,
you're
it's
No, I
too
meant,
big
like,
for me to
rub-
take a rub.
I meant like rub off all the fungus and then like he's like, what else are you gonna put it on? You're gonna take a picture of it with his iPhone?
I mean, you could try to recreate the map on a sheet of paper yourself. Yes,
Yeah,
We can just let the
It's-
teacher
yeah,
know,
I
hey,
don't-
wait,
I don't-
stop
it
on
will
this
take
slide.
time. It'll
yeah.
take time, and you'll have to make a wisdom survival roll to try to transfer it.
To give a what?
Wisdom survival roll.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try and make a map out of it.
I'm gonna do that.
I'll help Silva
God
brush off the
Almighty.
rest of the wall.
All right, so you keep brushing off the wall. Like this map, it's just this wall, so it's this entire wall.
I was gonna help her.
Your
brush off the
first
rest of the
attempt
wall.
doesn't seem to work very well.
Yeah,
I'll
and
keep
then I
trying.
step
Do it,
in.
and you're drawing things, and then
I
Oh my
make a
god, are
map.
you absolutely... This
Morgoth
is the
is like,
worst.
"I am a
No,
genius!"
this is literally my thing, and he's doing it better. I hate this game.
I had a master's in
Morgoth-
art. Get out of
You
my
didn't.
way.
Morgoth.
He is the cartographer that we were looking for.
Uh-huh.
Now, to be fair, I'm struggling with which one of these skills to use because there's not a perfect skill. So I picked survival. That doesn't mean survival is the best skill for what
He's
I was
the real cartographer.
let's be honest.
Intelligence is better.
yeah.
for me.
Either
intelligence
way,
is
I
for
rolled
you.
a quit.
Anyway,
Quit?
A
a
quit?
So Morgoth,
quitting.
with Morgoth's help, Silva, you guys
Yeah,
are able to transfer this map onto a sheet of paper, onto some paper or vellum that you have that you think is at least enough to be able to take it to somebody who has a good understanding of modern maps and potentially figure this out.
I
Yeah, 'cause
pulled
those are more
out some
detailed
colored
versions, so it'll
pencils
give us
I
some,
had.
some easier landmarks to look at.
Yeah, Morgoth is
Alright.
quitting.
That's perfect.
I
All right.
pulled out a 20 pack of colored pencils
You
with
said there
the
was
sharpener in the box.
You said there was a desk in the middle of the room,
Table.
correct?
There's
Table.
a table in the middle of the room, a stone table actually.
Ooh, so it's not.
Can I look at the table? Is anything on it? Any drawers? Anything
Look,
there?
it's covered with fungus. There's no drawers in it though.
I'll kind of try and wipe off the top, see if there's
Right.
anything.
So you wipe off the top, and sort of stained into the stone is another version, a similar version of that map.
Does it have anything else that would be kind of useful to add onto the map?
No, it's pretty much almost the same. But you can give me a perception roll.
Perfect.
So you kind of, as you're kind of covering, getting rid of the fungus on the map, you kick something on the floor. It felt metal,
Um,
and it moves. Like when you kick it, it moves.
I'll take a look at what
Secret
that
room.
is.
All right,
Secret
so
room.
no,
Secret
you get
room.
down there and you find under that kind of on the floor around the table are basically a dozen metal markers of various kinds, things like little castles and
Oh,
little-
because
this
the
was
the
a
war
war
map.
map.
like that. Mhm.
Yeah,
They're made of metal. There's a dozen of them.
I'll take them.
I was going to say, do we want to keep them? They sound fun.
Yeah.
Souvenirs.
No, it doesn't. What's the weight gonna be on those?
They're pretty small, so maybe quarter,
What's
half
that?
pound, we'll say. They're metal, so they're a little bit more.
All right, should we check these last two doors over here?
Yep.
Yes, I open it.
You don't know if they're open.
I try to open it.
It's not locked.
Morgoth rushes in.
Okay.
Or stairs.
There is a stairwell back there, so let me do a quick. Doors lead to a stairwell heading further up into the outpost. Fungus again covers everything and actually seems to be thicker here. Like you're now talking about an inch or more.
I chop my way through. Actually, is that a good idea?
I don't know if we really want to be keeping going through at this point. We might want to go back and see if we can get
What are
some
these
better
doors made
protective
of?
gear.
Well, so far your masks seem to be okay.
What are
Okay.
these doors made of?
I'm just
pointing there.
just in case the
Stone.
the
Stone.
thicker amount starts to get to us.
So far, nothing. You don't seem to be having issues.
All right,
What
then
are
let's
these
keep going.
doors made
Telling
of?
you. Stone doors.
Okay, just making sure. Because, like, I don't want to have them, like, destroyed when I set the
Please,
place on
I don't think we need to
fire.
set the entire place on fire. I do not think that is a good idea.
All right. You guys gonna go upstairs?
I'd love to. Yeah.
If the answer
Yes.
is yes, then I think I have to put in walls.
Yeah.
Brian, let's, because of your early time tomorrow, let's actually stop here and then I can quickly
Okay.
put the walls for the next time.
Right.
So, yeah,
I start walking
You
up
guys
the
are
stairs
making your way-
very slowly.
you're making your way through this garrison outpost. Feel like you found out a few things.
I think we found some cool stuff.
And
Yeah,
We're
we
found
gonna
some
get
cool things.
banked.
I think there's some items that you have that you don't know what they do yet because you haven't tried them, but that's okay.
That is true.
Hey
I
man,
don't
I'll
wanna
let
waste too
Caster
many
give
I don't wanna
my
waste
money for it.
We will I'll stop recording there.